Greetings to everyone out there in YouTube land. I'm Ahmed Hassanin, and I just want to give a shout out to Coach Dan. Thank you for all the support you show the team and the players. Everyone hit the like, subscription button, and yell woo in the comments. Thank you, and go Lions.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
How about that? Let's try that again. Thank you, Jason Berry, for sending me out. Yes, I had the mute button on. Anyways, greetings and salutations, everybody. If you're watching this live, hopefully that's not a big deal for you guys. But yeah, no, found a little audio. Yeah, it's still fuzzy. All right, hopefully it's all set now. Let me know. All right, we're good there. All right, so we're going to have some guests join us for this pregame. We're going to bring over Riley. He's going to be here in about 8 minutes. Then we got the Sarge, Tony Libretto, joining us 15 before the hour. Maybe Hutch Jr. going to join us too. So let's start off with the big one. This is one I know all you guys are going to be asking about: actives, inactives, etc. Terrion Arnold, no surprise, he's out. Zach Cunningham out. Decker out. Avonte Maddox out. Lauren Strickland out. Lucio Mbaki out. Mekhi Wingo out. So, hey, there you go. Who's going to start for us at the left tackle? That's probably one of the biggest questions out there. My anticipation, probably your anticipation is, Skipper, we'll have to see what the coaching staff ultimately does. You get it if you're a Lions fan. You are 2 games away, including tonight's game, from the bye week, and it probably couldn't come at a better opportunity for the Lions. Lions are going to come into this game very beat up in the secondary. It'll be interesting for me as from a coaching perspective. What is Kelvin Shepard going to do to try to slow down this attack? What are they going to try to do to get after Patty Mahomes, stop the running game, limit the wide receivers? Well, they may not have, game-changing receivers as far as their overall skill base. They are growing. They are emerging. Rice comes back next week, not this week, but they do have speed, and speed kills, in my professional opinion. What the Lions will do, that will be something we'll have to watch throughout the game. Kelvin Shepard, to his credit, he's come in his first year as defensive coordinator, and he's done nothing but impress. You see how much he changes things throughout the game, almost from drive to drive, what this defense is going to do. He makes it difficult for the opposing offensive coordinator, let alone the quarterback, to understand what's happening. Sometimes he changes up with the offensive line, too. If you weren't aware, let me bring you up to speed. The Chiefs starting left tackle is out tonight. They've got some other people out, too. We're just going to focus on that. Is this going to be a big advantage for Detroit? Well, the Chiefs have not been great on the ground. Let's start with that. The Lions want to force teams to be one-dimensional. You understand that. With that being said, if you can keep them to one dimension and keep Patrick Mahomes from being their leading rusher, which he more often not has been this year, man, oh man, the Chiefs are probably setting up for some opportunities for the Lions to get after the quarterback and see if they can generate some turnovers, something they're doing at a better pace this year than they have in recent years. One other thing I need to throw out there to you guys, my digital antenna. Most of you guys know I watch games via digital antennas just so you can see them instantly, and there's no cost like cable. Unfortunately, tonight, NBC I can't pick it up on the digital antenna, or at least not a strong enough signal. It was breaking a lot, so I'm using a sub service to watch it. That simply means I have a smart box that allows me to watch different channels. You guys may have to pause at the start of the game, count to 30 or whatever, and then join. I'm probably, because of that, about 30 seconds behind the actual feed if you're watching on an antenna. If you're watching on, I don't know, satellite TV or something like that, it's probably going to be about the same time frame as that, but you guys get it. I'll be somewhat delayed. Nothing I can do about that. About a 30-second delay. Some of you guys will be on par with me. Some of you will be a little ahead if you have a faster service. So at the start of the game, just simply hit pause, figure out what basically the delay is, catch on up. All right, Duke Crew, let's get over to you guys. I know some of you guys have been here for a hot second. So offensive line, some questions for us for sure. Defensive secondary, there's going to be some questions. Patrick Mahomes, though, this is not the team that you've seen get to the Super Bowl so many times, even though they were just there recently. It is different. They are getting better on their offensive line. I've talked all week. I think their tackles are suspect, going to be even more suspect tonight. Their interior offensive line, I think, is not bad at all. Will they be able to run on Detroit? It's $1 million question. They can't run. They're going to become pretty predictable. Motown Mitch, you are very blurry, Coach. Yeah, when I move my hands, sometimes it does that, but don't worry, it comes back in. Let's see. Just see, you are very blurry, Coach. It happens. Sometimes, that happens. Flathead, I'm watching on Peacock. Yeah, I can run it on Peacock, but the thing is, it'll still be about a 30-second delay. So I'm with you. Okay, that's good to know. The Shep Flex defense is about to go all grit, ! I'm down with that. Grit is just something this team preaches. You guys understand the Lions, they don't ever make excuses when things don't go their way. They simply go to the next play, next player, whatever you want to say. And from there, it is what it is. Just on my screen, just so you guys know, in the Green Bay game, it doesn't show the clock right now, but looks like they just missed a field goal, if I understand it correctly. Yes, they did just miss a field goal. So anyways, it happens. Josie, Motown Mitch, are they playing? I think we'll be good. I think so. DM5, Detroit 35, Chiefs 33. I'd take that. Motown, I'm with Joseph. Is Kirby and Branch playing? No official word yet, but they were not at least put on the inactive list. I'd say that's probably a pretty good indication they're going to play. Blurry, yeah, it happens. When I move the hand in front of it, sometimes it's going to do that. Don't worry about it. Give it a couple seconds and it'll pass on through. Josie, why do you look so blurry, Coach? Just, how it goes, man. You guys are really focused on the blurriness, huh? Here we go, says Cynthia. I take that. All right. Let's see if I can catch up with you guys. All right, we're about 3 minutes from our first guest coming on. C notes, Sock and Knuckles will run them off the field, literally eat the clock. I do think that's going to be part of the game plan tonight. And not a big surprise for probably anybody who's a Lions fan. What does the MCDC and this coaching staff want to do all the time? They want to pound the ball. They want you to have to stop us repeatedly, even if they're only getting no sound again. I don't know why. I've got sound on my end. If you guys don't have sound again, I guess that would be something. All right, Flathead, is Aleem McNeil playing? No, he's out. He is not out. He's not playing tonight. So, all right, let's bring over our first guest of the pregame show. You guys met him earlier in the week. If you haven't seen him before elsewhere, Riley, you're looking at this game. What do you think about the Detroit Lions set up against this big matchup on Sunday Night Football, national audience against the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, Dan, you go back to the season opening game. I think it was 2 years ago, right? Or maybe even just last year, Sunday Night Football in Kansas City. It doesn't get any bigger than that. And then comparing what the game looked like at that time, the thing that keeps coming back to me, Jahmyr Gibbs, that was his first game as a professional. Yep. And he was still kind of under wraps, right? So now he's fully unleashed. We just got to see. I feel really good about the Lions' chance of winning this game if Montgomery and Gibbs can have one of their, even an A- game from those two. So I'm excited, man. This is as good as it gets on a Sunday Night Football, like you said, national TV, huge stakes, and I'm expecting big things from Detroit.
All right, so just so you guys know, when I look over to the side, it's just because I'm setting up, since I'm not watching on the digital antenna, I'm setting it up for the game, but it's not officially streaming yet, so I'll get to it momentarily, or probably closer to 8 o'clock, or when getting closer to kickoff. When you look at some of the inactives for Detroit, Riley, what do you think are probably some of the bigger losses for Detroit tonight, and how do you overcome them if you're the Lions coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, they all count, right? But I think that this is what we saw the last time the Lions took the field. It's the old cliche, next man up. And the good thing about the Lions is it's a sign of a really good team when you have your starters go down and you have guys that'll fill in and just, do their role, carry their weight. And so I'm expecting that. And that to me it's been on my mind so much lately. Coaching matters. It's obviously that's an obvious statement, but I feel like in football more than other sports, a good coach can make such a huge difference. And so I think that these guys are ready to go. Obviously Kansas City has guys out as well. And so, obviously would love to have Decker out there and all the other guys that are inactive, but I feel like the Lions can more than just tread water here in this situation.
You look at the Lions, you look at what Goff, this offense, we lost a ton of things on the interior of the offense last year with Frank Ragnow retiring, Zettler, choosing to be closer to his family, whether, there was more to that or not, I don't know. But whatever it is, the Lions have reshifted this offensive line. The last couple weeks, Decker hasn't played, including tonight. What do you think the focus needs to be from this group to control the game, keep Goff clean?
Just let Jared Goff do what he does. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the Dan Campbell interview that he did with Tony Dungy yesterday for the Football Night in America. It's amazing how much praise Dan Campbell gives to Jared Goff, but how genuine it is. And one thing that stood out to me with it was he said, Brad Holmes and I were so excited to get this guy. They're not shy about saying he's even better than they expected him to be. So if they looked at best case scenario, Goff has surpassed that. And Campbell talked about, we've let him believe, hey, yeah, we're going to give you some, guidelines to kind of stay within, but this is going to be your offense. So with that, I think Goff has to just understand where the weak points will be and what the strong points will be for Kansas City and just, prepare for it. So it doesn't have to be pretty. He doesn't have to go off and have one of these 400-yard days. Just do whatever it takes to protect the ball. I think that's going to be a huge thing for the Lions tonight. Win the turnover margin. Since the start of 2023, the Lions are 19-0. So 19-0, undefeated in 19 games when they win the turnover margin. So if you can create a turnover defense and then Goff go capitalize on it, we saw that in Cincinnati. If the defense gets a turnover, capitalize, get points, at least a field goal, and then just kind of mitigate, piecing together the players that you're using tonight.
We all talked about at the start of the year, the preseason, the national media was all about it when it came to Lions can't win. They won't make the playoffs. I know there were some people after Green Bay saying, hey, the Lions are going to have a top 5 pick, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of that conversation was the fact that you had new OC-DC. But, roughly a quarter of the way into the season, what are you seeing from these two coordinators that gives you any kind of confidence that this team can make the playoffs, let alone make a push in the playoffs?
I was talking about it with one of my good friends, Brandy Coffee, earlier today too. We had a lot of discussion this offseason about the thought of losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn and who's going to go be the better head coach. And, you look at it, obviously I appreciate Aaron Glenn, everything he did, but it feels like such a loss at the time. I mean, they're 0-6 in New York, and that's not the direct result of his coaching. It's, give him some time to build his culture, just like Dan Campbell had time afforded to him. Right. But you look at the fact that the Lions are the highest scoring offense in the league. So John Morton's done exactly what you expected him to do, right? What you had hoped, you had reason to believe. And then after week 1, yeah, there was concern. It didn't look good at all. And then, but now you look at it, and since week 2, the Lions have scored 34 points or more in every game. The offense looks exactly like you'd expect it to look. And I think a lot of that is, again, that they've given Jared Goff the authorship and the ownership of it. And then Kelvin Shepard, I mean, he's done, I think so far, I'd give him an A grade. I think it's exactly what you would have hoped for. So, it's a new time with the Lions, but it's a lot of the same. It's different names at the coordinating spots, but the team continues to just be the Dan Campbell-led Lions that we have known, come to know and love so much.
It seems like with Kansas City, I mean, they've been a dominant franchise now for half a decade, it seems, maybe even longer. I'm not thinking of it all. But this year, what do you see that seems to have fallen off with the Chiefs that, hey, they lose tonight, it doesn't look good for them making the playoffs. Not that they can't make it, but they're definitely going to take a bit of a back seat in the idea that they're one of the elite teams in the NFL.
That was my first thought last week. Once the game ended in Jacksonville on Monday night was, man, the Lions are going to Kansas City with the proposition of if they beat the Chiefs, now the Chiefs are staring 2-4 in the face. Well, you look at the Bengals They're not the team that they were expected to be at the start of the year. The Ravens are clearly out of the mix, so it isn't too late for the Chiefs if they lose tonight. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody would have said, look, how good were the Lions last year? They went 15-2 in the regular season. You know who else did? The Chiefs, right?
Right.
And so they've already lost more games this year than they did all of last year. I think a big thing is, so it may feel like the Chiefs are the more desperate team, but this is a next step for Dan Campbell-led Lions. Go in and win anyway. It doesn't matter. Their record, the Lions want to be 5-1. They don't want to be 4-2, right? And so I think with the Chiefs, though, it's just interesting. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Patrick Mahomes is their leading rusher. And we all know he's
right.
He's a
quite a few games this year.
So I know I talked to Austin Cunningham also of Talking Football a little earlier today about the game. He's a diehard Chiefs fan, and they're trying to build off of what they had with Pacheco and Hunt last week. But I know that, look, they just don't have – it just feels like they rely on Patrick Mahomes. Now, that's a damn good player to rely on for sure, but it feels like overall the Lions have more strength as a top-to-bottom roster.
The Lions, it sounds like Joseph Branch are going to play. At least we didn't. Let me bring this back up for those just joining us, perhaps. Here's the official Detroit at Kansas City inactives. This is just for the Detroit Lions, by the way. Let me get the bottom marker off the screen just to make it easier for you guys. But, hey, Arnold, not a surprise. We knew he was going to be out. Cunningham out. Going to hurt the depth of the linebacker a little bit, special teams. Taylor Decker, probably the biggest one out there because we all get it. When that Lions offensive line is firing on all five, it's pretty dang tough to beat. Avonte Maddox, in case something was to happen to Joseph or Branch, he was the security blanket, he's going to be out. Lawrence Strickland's out. The fact that they marked him out, does that give you any kind of confidence there, Riley, that both Joseph and Kirby and Branch are going to play tonight and should not be limited?
Yes, and I think that Coach Campbell said it the other day. He said he expressed confidence that Brian Branch was going to get there and be able to suit up. And then, I haven't really doubted that Kirby would. And so it'd be another case of these guys just, and that's such the great thing. It's even like a small example. I'm, doing a show like this with you. It's been amazing to just say, all right, man, here, here's our time. We're going to jump on and do this. When you have a really good teammate, you've got somebody that's really good beside you, it lessens the load that you have to carry. Right. And so you piece it together. So Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, hey, they're going to go do what they do. And I expect one of them to make a big play. We know what was one of the best plays of that year. Again, Brian Branch's first game as well, the pick six of Mahomes in the third quarter that swung things. That was such a pivotal play. I expect one of Kirby or Brian Branch to get an interception tonight. So I think that they're going to both be good to go. And then, I think they'll turn them loose, and we're going to need it for sure.
Fans have been clamoring for Isaac Tesla to become a bigger and bigger part of the game plan, the X's and O's on offense. Last week, you saw a significant jump in his snap count. What do you think going forward, even including tonight? What should fans anticipate seeing out of Isaac Tesla?
Well, man, this is a good one, Dan, because I know that you were huge on him in the draft, and you were pretty vocal about it right off the bat too. It's a guy that, like we talked about last time, everything so far has been a one-hander or a touchdown. I want to see him have a chance just with maybe an intermediate route and a chance to run after the catch. And so I expect to see him. We know what you're going to get with him blocking. I think that's why Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes love players that, and they state it all the time, we know what we're going to get out of this guy. They don't have to wonder and see how the game starts to go. They know what they're going to get. I would love, just like I'd love to see JMO with a deep shot, I would also love to see Tesla get a shorter catch and a couple of them. Let him see if he can get into a little bit of a rhythm. Obviously, there's a lot of mouths to feed, but if Tesla starts to get a couple catches after St. Brown's got his and maybe JMO's got something, now you're cooking with gas.
When it comes to Decker, we mentioned him earlier, this is going to be a second game out. Do you think there's any kind of long-term ramifications, or do you think the Lions coaching staff is just being, doing some preventative maintenance by having him sit out last game, this game, since they are AFC games versus NFC? Or do you think there's something more legitimate going on with that shoulder injury?
That's a great point. If this were if this was a Green Bay game and, you'd already lost one to Green Bay earlier this year, you need to have it. Maybe he plays. But I think that's a good point that you make. It's not that the Lions don't want to win this game or they're taking it seriously, but you have to kind of buy your time, because the last thing you want to do is We saw it last year when they went to San Francisco. Dan Campbell said, we're doing what we do. We're taking everybody, injuries. They're not going to let that dictate how they're playing. I think now he took the offseason approach to say, okay, maybe we don't win 15 games and maybe that's going to be okay. Obviously you want to win the division, but if you're there, I hate to even say this because I want to win the NFC North for the third time in a row. But yeah, I think that there's just a little bit more leash where, hey, Taylor, are you 80% or more? And
right.
If it's not a clear yes, okay, we're going to use that then to get experience for, other players and just keep building this because now they get another game to build their chemistry. And so when Taylor Decker comes back, should he go out again, this isn't a, break glass in case of emergency kind of a situation. It's just, hey, all right, next man up. We've done this. This is a route we've driven before. We should know how to operate.
There's going to be a lot of people asking. In fact, I think we've got Robert here asking in the comment section, what's wrong with Wingo? Because we get it. Last year, there was a lot of praise about this kid. A lot of people thinking, man, he could really be something. And then he came back from injury. People have been kind of questioning so far. Why hasn't he been on the field more other than his first game back?
That's a good question. I wish I had more information on that. I don't know, Dan, if you have any, intel or insight on that, but I honestly don't know what the situation is with him. Love to see him out there, but it's been one of those deals where it seems like you'll have the player where they really produce and then they're like, whatever happened to this guy? You don't see him out there for a little while.
My opinion, for what it's worth, I just think he's been replaced by Lacey. I think Lacey, when I watch him play, his snap counts keep going up. The fact he can play inside and outside, and not that Wingo can't.
Yeah,
man, at least through my eyes, when I watch Lacey out there, I think maybe in the offseason, maybe to a certain degree this season, maybe slims down a little bit, gets a little bit more speed. He just pushes tackles so far back. I mean, he's got some power. You watch that guy's arms. When he gets them, he's got some meat mitts. He gets them on those shoulders, and he's pushing left tackles in the backfield, and it's noticeable. He comes in there and kind of does some, beating up some meat tenderizing, and then the next guy comes in and he's, the tackle's kind of worn out from having to deal with him. That's just a guess on my part, but I like everything I've seen about this kid, and it's a kid you got for nothing. Didn't cost anything other than a new contract. All right, let's talk about the secondary. We're all guessing who's going to step in and fill the roles of Terrion Arnold or DJ Reed and all that. Who do you think fills in tonight and plays meaningful snaps?
Well, I think you look for Amik Robertson to have one of his better games. And Rocky Scene, he's another guy that when they signed him, there's those players. You see it with like a Roy Lopez. You see it with somebody that, these are players that the Lions, heck, even Carlton Davis. I'll be honest, last year when they signed him, I didn't realize how good of a player he was. And then you see him out there and you're like, oh, it makes sense that that's a player that they go invest on. There's some talent, but there's also some experience. There's some leadership there. There's professionalism.
Right.
So I think that those are players that the Lions vet out heavily, and there's a reason that they sign them. It's not just that they're available and that, that's the price range that they can afford. They still are going to be very choosy with who they sign and who they select. And so I expect those guys to come in and that's the sign of a great team. The standard can't drop. Is Rocky Scene as good as Terrion Arnold? I don't know. Terrion's had his issues so far, but I think talent-wise, Terrion, you have a lot of hopes into him. But man, I think it's don't worry so much about the name on the back of the jersey. Trust the coaching, trust the game plan, and everyone just do, as cliche and corny as it is, just do your part. You're 111th, play your part, and I think as I said earlier, I think Branch or Joseph will get a pick.
Sure.
And then let's see one of Amik's better games. You gotta love that guy, man. He's just this. You talk about dynamite comes in small packages, man. That's Amik Robertson to a T.
Well, I like it now. I like the defense line. I think they will fill in. We'll see how everybody goes, obviously tonight. But one of the things that we've been talking about all week long in the morning show is the 12 personnel package for the Detroit Lions. In my opinion, doesn't have to be your guys' opinions. I think the Lions aren't just the best in the NFL at it. I think they're best by far, and I try to be as non-biased as I can be when, covering things. It'll be different when I'm on the mic calling the game. We score a touchdown, I'm going to talk trash about the other team, all that kind of stuff. But when I'm trying to be an analyst here and be fair, I think the Lions just cause so many teams problems when they go basically two tight end or an extra offensive lineman out there because they can run the ball so well, because Goff is so, accurate with passes. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, they crowd the line of scrimmage with more people than most defenses want to deal with. So what does the defense do? They have a choice. You leave one or two safeties high. You leave two safeties high, we're going to run the ball. You bring the other guy down to the box, we're going to pass the ball. And with Jameson Williams, who has not had a lot of catches so far this year, and last week with Tesla, both those guys were running a lot of what I would call kill shots deep down the field. That single high safety was having to drag another person with them because it put so much stress on them. Is this something you think we're going to continue to do tonight and throughout the season?
Yes. And for the exact that was a perfect explanation. And so it's one of those things when we talk about what do we want to see from Tesla? What do you want to see from Jamal? Well, the answer, the easy answer is always just a deep shot, right? Anytime Goff starts to wind up and throw, on the receiving end is probably going to be Jameson Williams. But just like you said, you're forcing the defense to tell you and kind of show their hand, okay, which one of these do you want to take? And then you've got to make them pay. And I expect just with the lack of Jameson production the last few games, at least statistically,
right?
I do think he'll have a big play tonight as well. And I know I'm on here just saying, now these guys are going to get a pick and this guy's going to have, but again, these are really talented players. And I think a very well coached team. Now the Chiefs are as well, obviously. Andy Reid's a great coach, but as I mentioned earlier, I was talking to my buddy Austin, diehard Chiefs fan. One thing he did tell me as well is Harrison Butker, they don't have as much confidence. He said, I hope this does not come down to a field goal because they're not as confident over there on that side of the ball. But yeah, as far as the 12 personnel, yep. Look, Goff's leading the NFL with a completion percentage, 75.2%. And then you've got Jahmyr Gibbs so far, and the Gibbs and Montgomery split, it's practically dead even, through these first handful of games. And I expect more of that tonight. It's just if you write up an offense how you want it to look, if you draw it up, this is kind of how it looks, where the quarterback's extremely efficient. You can run the ball. That sets everything up. You can play action. You can beat them underneath. You can beat them in the middle. You can beat them over the top. So, I think just continue to roll with that package and do what's working.
So if you had to go back and say before week 1 in Green Bay, if there was anything you anticipated the Lions being or not being at the when you were entering Green Bay, what has surprised you the most with this team so far this year?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think Green Bay, my mind was telling me that the Packers were going to win. My heart was telling me that the Lions were going to win. In retrospect, that wasn't a surprising loss. Lambeau Field, Green Bay had struggled against the division last year. They were hungry. They came out, and they're a good football team, right? So that they played a really good game. The thing that surprised me at that game is it just didn't. It felt like they threw it to Jahmyr Gibbs, 10 times, and he had like 40 yards. They just couldn't break anything open. It looked like, man, we went from driving a really nice sports car to just this basic A to B car. And but then again, since week 2, 34 points or more every week for the Lions. It's been explosive. It's been but even in that, it's a pleasant surprise. I mean, it's been almost as best case scenario as you could say so far, I feel like. So what surprises me about this team is that they just continue to do what's working. All the brain drain, it's been beat to death now. Losing Ben Johnson, losing Aaron Glenn. Those are really good football coaches. Dan Campbell's also a very, very good football coach, and he's your head coach. And so if that guy's driving the car, I think that's you're going to look a certain way at least.
So, all right, real quick, let's talk about the rookies, because last year we didn't really rely on rookies. We just had veterans all over. The rookies could be developed, grow, mature, whatever. This year, the Lions seem to have approached the draft with, hey, we're going to get some selected players, guys that we believe, 2 or 3 of them that can come in and make an impact this year. If you had a review a quarter of the way through the season, what would you say of the rookie class? Talk about each of them.
It's been impressive. In a word, it's been impressive, because I remember going into the draft thinking maybe not all of the draft picks even make the roster. And I didn't know if any one of those draft picks, even the first round guy, was going to be a starter. Then, as it started to unfold, you see Tyleik Williams, you see he's in the exact mold of Liam McNeil. And then, okay, so now you're plugging and playing that guy. And then we didn't know it at the time. Frank Ragnow was going to retire. So now Tate Ratledge has gone in. Has he not filled in so admirably? And you know what? That's another great point too. After week 1, Didn't look great. A great player that can take it on the chin and respond. I'm sure, Dan, in your coaching experiences, like you're not upset with the player if they lose a game or if they don't execute a play properly. You want to see how they respond, right? And I think that Ratledge has been awesome. I don't know what the best pick is, and then Tesla. I mean, who's the most important of these guys? Tyleek, Tate, Tesla. I mean, it's just and the list goes on.
The lines.
Yeah, man. It's
control the lines, man.
It's been an impressive draft class, and so it's such a high bar to set when you have the Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell and Bryant Branch and Sam Laporta draft, that Brad Holmes set himself such a high bar. But I mean, I think again, it comes down to coaching and the culture that they've established, that they've been able to very selectively. I think it helps them. Obviously, they can say this player is really talented, but he doesn't fit. Take him off the board. We're moving on. We're going to spend our energy somewhere else. This guy is somebody we like. Obviously, they love Tesla. I think somewhere I heard Brad Holmes woke up that morning. He's like, I can't leave without him in this draft class. And so what do? You go get him. You go get the guys that you want. And then if they happen to have more responsibility than at least I thought that they would going into the year, maybe it's not so surprising to see them have pretty good measures of success. They're just fitting in and doing their job, and the stars of the team are the stars of the team.
All right, Riley, why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout out to everybody where they can find you, support you, and all your content that you do for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, so again, I'm part of the Talking Football podcast with Justin Treese, Austin Cunningham, and Dan Kiefer. It's Talking_football on Twitter, and I think on Instagram as well. We're out there, and weekly episodes. Those guys are the main voices of that podcast. I think we're going to start doing a little bit more work and branching out, and I continue to do some Lions work. And then I also wanted to say for everybody, if you are here, we're trying to get Coach Dan here to 15,000 subscribers. And Dan, how close are you, man? You got to be, you're knocking on the door.
130 away, maybe something like that.
You're knocking on the door. And you know what you're going to get here at Lions Talk Live? Dan just does such egoless work. It's clear to me how much you love this team, but you've got an ability to kind of make everybody feel involved and in an important part. It's a great place to come in every morning, start your day, and do it with other Lions fans. And so again, I just wanted to say, hey, if you're not subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please join us, and let's have a hell of a game tonight and do this again. Win in Kansas City again. It would be such a sweet win, man.
Ford Field to the south. All right, Riley, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for making a little time out of your day to get ready for us and the Dew Crew.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
We'll see you now. All right, guys, we got another segment coming at you real quick. We got a first-time segment on the pregame show. We got 4 Down Territory with the Sarge, Tony Libretto. Sarge, how you doing today?
What is going on, Coach Dano and the Dew Crew? I am back. It is Sunday night. It's been a long day, but it's almost kickoff time finally, and I am here. I love y'all, and I hope we can come out with a win tonight for sure.
So, Sarge, in your infinite wisdom, as you sat down this week and thought to the football gods, what do the Lions have to do to prepare for this game and get a victory? Talk to us about your 4 Down Territory thoughts.
Whew. Well, I'll tell you what. The first thing they got to do is run the rock, right? We got to keep Mahomes off the field. That's should be an easier thing. Everyone says easier said than done, but we've been doing really good with running the rock. And Kansas City's defense, though it is still a good defense, not quite as good as it has been in the last couple of years. You saw what happened last week with them. It looks like some players take some plays off. I'm not calling out anyone named Chris Jones or anything, but it looked like he just gave up on a few plays there. After
the game, did they issue a code red on him?
They should have, right? The whole bar of soap in the sock thing, whipping it around. They should have done that with him while he was trying to sleep at night. But that's a Full Metal Jacket reference for all y'all out there. But yeah, I really think we running the rock, is going to keep Mahomes off the field. And since we got 2 studs, we got Sonic and Knuckles, right? I think they're definitely both going to contribute this game. So far this year, it's been kind of one or the other, right? Like one guy goes off and the other one has just an okay game or a decent game. I think tonight's the night where they're both going to go off. I think they both get 100 yards tonight combined. I'm not saying they both get 100 rushing yards each. That'd be great. I'm not going to be upset about it, but that's my first point.
All right.
Second point is we got to do what we did to Lamar Jackson with Patrick Mahomes. We shut Lamar Jackson down. I know Baltimore isn't doing good this year, but the last 3 games they've been without Jackson. We played them with Lamar Jackson, and which is a totally different freaking ball game, right? And we shut him down. 7 sacks. He didn't get out of the pocket much. We shut down the run. We have to do the same with Mahomes. Mahomes, I believe Mahomes is their leading rusher right now, which means they don't have a running game whatsoever. Kareem Hunt is probably past his prime at this point. Pacheco, for some reason, is MIA. I don't even know where that guy is these days. So, being said, with their quarterback being their leading rusher, that says something, right? I mean, let's be honest. He's probably going to get a couple of plays tonight. He's Patrick freaking Mahomes. So, but we just got to limit those. We got to limit those big plays to just 1 or 2, that in plays that don't matter. Like if, a first down scrambler or something like that, not a 3rd and 10, and we let him run for 25. So that's the second key right there is making sure he doesn't get out of the pocket, shut him down. I'm not even all that concerned about his passing, even though they are like 5th in the league in passing yards, right? But I feel like that's because they have to throw the ball because they can't run the ball. What else is there? Third point.
Here we go. Third point. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Hold on, let me get a little more drink here. Hey,
all right.
Hey, like my old Army buddy says, if you don't start, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning, right?
That's true.
That wasn't my buddy. That was me that said that. So, there you go. There's what's this? Head-to-head?
Head-to-head comparisons. We spared no expense with this artwork because somebody else made it.
I love it. It looks great, right? It looks great. So let's keep that going, right? Goff, maybe that's the thing. Goff maybe has Patrick Mahomes' number. That was going to be my third point was obviously along with the offense getting the run game going, it's definitely Goff doesn't need to be great in this game. He just needs to be what he's been doing all year. He leads the league in percentages. He's got like a 75%. I think it's 75.3 completion percentage.
He's on fire.
Yeah. I mean, just keep doing that. He doesn't. I saw a little bit of your show a minute ago with a guy before me, and he's right. I think this could be a good game for JMO to break out because it seems like maybe they're going to sleep on JMO a little, knowing that he hasn't been very much of the offense. So, I mean, I say keep throwing those deep balls, but also, 75% doesn't come because you're making a lot of mistakes.
Right.
I definitely, St. Brown's going to get his, Laporta's going to get his. Let's get some of these other guys involved. I liked what the other guy said about getting Tesla involved in maybe some shorter passes or some, just getting the ball in his hands and seeing what he can do. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think, Goff just, don't make mistakes and get JMO a little bit more involved.
Sure.
And just keep doing what you're doing. Basically, if I'm coaching Goff this week, I'm just saying, just do what you're doing. I know that sounds stupid, simple, and anyone can say that, but it's really true for this game. You just got to do what you're doing, all that you've been doing this whole season, other than eliminate the first game of the year. Even with that game, he's still leading the league in completion percentage. So
some coach talk. Do what you do better than they do what they do.
Wow, who came up with that?
I don't know. Somebody wise once upon a time, man.
I also have this. So
hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Getting ready for the game. All right, let's talk about the Lions because we were talking about just before you came on with Riley. At least my anticipation is the Lions are going to unleash a whole lot of 12 personnel in the field because they're going to want to protect whoever the left tackle is. They want to pound the ball. Kansas City has not been great at stopping the run. Plus, we've all been talking about Jameson Williams. We've all been talking about Tesla. They both run block incredibly well. They both have some size. People forget Jameson Williams is over 6'2". Tesla's, 6'4". Yeah. You get one-on-one where Goff sees, hey, they're dropping that extra safety up the line. They only got one over the top. Man, that corner, if he gets roasted off the line, Goff's got a kill shot down the field. Talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're going to need help. So Kansas City needs to stop the run. That means they're going to put 7 people in the box because we're going to force the ball down their throats with Knuckles and with Sonic. They're going to start. They're going to need those corners, especially those safeties. They're going to need them to start creeping up. And as soon as they do that, Jamel's going to blow by him. Tesla can blow by him too. He's got wheels. I definitely think they're going to suck those guys in by hammering the rock with Knuckles and Sonic all the time, or early in the game to get those safeties to play tighter in the box.
Absolutely.
And they have a couple of good pass rushers. They've got Karlaftis on the edge, Jones in the middle. Like I said, he takes plays off, but he's still Chris Jones.
Real quick, because of what happened at the end of the game last week, do you think he comes in with some extra Mountain Dew in his veins and, just looking to unleash the fury?
I think so at the beginning, at least. I think at the beginning he's going to be like, everyone's calling me out, I'm going to show them. But I also think once the game goes on, especially if we start pulling away or just scoring on every drive, it might be tit for tat for scoring for a bit. I think he gets run down a little bit. I think he got that paycheck finally, and
he's getting up there in age too.
And he's getting up there. He's starting to get a little bit older, and I think he comes in hard at the beginning, but by the second half, I think he's going to kind of go back into that lull a little bit. Not saying he's not going to make a play in the second half or anything, but I think he does start taking plays off. That's my opinion, obviously, on him. I don't have a high opinion of him anymore because I don't think anyone on the field should be taking any plays off. And I know what happens. Obviously, I'm not. But we bring up JMO earlier about his pass blocking. He hasn't caught a lot of passes the last couple of weeks. But every highlight has him blocking someone 25 yards down the field. So that means something. That means he's not taking plays off. And that's a big difference between, and he's a young guy still. I know it's his 4th year in the league, right? But he's grown every year. I remember when he first came out, obviously his first year was like a redshirt year, right? We say, his knee was screwed up and he only got in a few games late in the year. And then his second year, he missed the games from the gambling and everyone's like, this guy's immature. He shouldn't be on the team. But since then he's grown. He was 1,000-yard receiver last year. That's not something that is just like, but he's grown. And I've said this a couple times on the 100%. Show earlier, when I saw him at the practice that we got to go to and watch him, he was the first one out there for every single 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th string wide receiver that made a play on when they were doing 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 or whatever. He was the first one out there to like run out there, tap him on the shoulder, tap him on the helmet. And that hasn't stopped during the regular season. Like can you imagine, and I know a couple weeks ago when David Montgomery ran that touchdown and everyone's like, oh, you should have took a knee, but who was there blocking 30 yards down the field?
Absolutely.
That was and that's not a one-off for him. He does it every game. And even Campbell, Coach Campbell says all the time, this dude plays every single play he's in, every single offensive play he's in, whether he's getting the ball or not, he's going to make an impact.
We talk about the Lions getting injuries. There's some reports coming out. Fred Warner's done for the year. Sounds like Hendrickson from Cincinnati took a pretty good shot. Do you think the Lions, you would know probably as well as anybody when it comes to this kind of stuff, but Decker, we were talking about earlier with Riley before you. Do you think they're being safe with him, or do you think, man, there's something more legitimate going on with that shoulder?
I think it seems like it's been lingering for a long time, right?
Right.
I think I think it's something he's dealing with, and I agree a little bit with if this was a playoff game or if it was a game that could decide who wins the North this year, he'd be in the game probably. That being said, I'm not there. I don't know how long. I don't even remember if it's the same shoulder he had a problem with a couple years ago. If y'all remember that, let me know. But I think it's best to just keep letting him rest as long as we keep winning, right? Like I know he's only missed one game so far, but we've got the bye coming up. If we win tonight, not if, when we win tonight, the Monday night game, I say let him sit that one out too, because then he's got all this time, including the bye week, to get rested up for it. Because the second half of our season, I say second half. I know the bye is a little bit earlier than halfway, but it's pretty darn close. But the second half of the season is grueling. So we've got to make sure he's ready for the end of the season. Right now, as much as we want every game to matter and every game to count, which they do,
right?
But this is game 7 in a 17 game season. So we've still got 10 games after this one that we need him ready for. I'd rather him sit now and be ready at the end of the season and into the playoffs.
When you look at last year, how much do you think the Lions learned, or MCDC learned, from what happened to, especially the last half of the year, last quarter of the season, with all the injuries the team had? Do you think that's playing a point into, let me pull this back up, the actives, inactives, the fact that you see some of these guys sitting out recuperating?
Mm-hmm. I'm interested in a couple of these, and I think I heard you mention them before, but Strickland, just because I know Branch and Joseph are active tonight.
Correct.
But I'm kind of surprised Strickland's on this list, because honestly, because Maddox we know is hurt. But Strickland, he's not, right? Like he's a healthy scratch, but I don't know who the heck is out there after Branch and Joseph. I know Thomas, but
I'm not sure.
If those
might
guys
be you,
if they're kind of, I know I'm like, am I getting the call? Can I make it? Can I make it to Kansas City? But so that one's a little interesting to me, and maybe they just needed someone somewhere else more. And I know you guys talked about Mekhi Wingo too. I don't understand what's going on with him, other than Lopez has really done a great job. Another guy you mentioned, Lacey, has his snaps increased every week. So maybe he's just maybe our defensive line, or at least the tackles, are deeper than we think they are. Obviously, because Wingo did have good games last year.
He did, man. He did.
Yeah. So it's interesting that he's been a healthy scratch basically all year. I know he had a little bit of an injury thing that he was coming off of, but it seems like he's been basically a healthy scratch all year. Man, the injuries do pile up though, don't they?
Do, man. It's unavoidable, especially as they make the season longer and longer, etc. But let's talk about this. Completely unrelated to tonight's game. Mekhi Wingo is going to be back. I mean, not Mekhi Wingo. Ali McNeil is going to be back sooner versus later. We get it. They're going to ease him into his return. MCDC talked about it. Let's just try to get like 20, 25 snaps out of him, etc. You get him back, and you think about all the beef Detroit has up front. Between him, Tyleek the Freak Williams, DJ Reader, Lopez, Lacey, Wingo, Hutchinson, Davenport. How deep is this Lions defensive line, and could it be possible that Detroit makes a move to swap one of these guys versus cutting them to pick up something else somewhere else on this team before the trade deadline?
I know where you're going with that. I think anyway. I think with our injury history, I don't think we take any one group for granted. I know, if we get McNeil back, maybe DJ Reader can be expendable, but I just don't. I think that's a terrible thing to think. I think we keep all of them and we just rotate them. I've read a lot about Williams being more of a first and second down guy, like a big old run stuffer, especially for his rookie year at least, right? Like, maybe we have once the McNeil Cup, because McNeil is great at rushing the quarterback up the middle. And I think we rotate those 3 or 4 with Lopez and Lacey and all of them. And we can do a lot of mix and match with that too. Put one of them on the edge once. Maybe Williams goes to the edge. I don't know. But I don't think we go, oh, look, we have so many good guys at this one position, we could get rid of one. Because then the next game, what happens? 2 of the guys blow their knees out, and we're pulling people off the street like we were last year.
Yeah,
and that's just because of my weariness of what happened last year when we were starting guys that were on the couch a week before. I don't want to take for granted any depth that we have at any position. And that includes offense too, but really we're talking defense because that's what killed us last year was all those injuries. I think we're going to get Davenport back, right? Like from everything we've heard, we're going to get him back. Our linebacking core is amazing right now. We're clicking on all cylinders. Before last week's game, we we only used nickelback like 30% of the time, which was lowest in the league.
Insane.
Because our linebackers are great, which helps that we have all that injuries in our secondary. We have to remember we usually don't roll out like 5 or 6 DBs because our linebackers are going to shut Travis Kelce down. That was going to be my number 4. I don't know if we got to that yet.
You know what? Go ahead and hit us with number 4 there, Sarge.
My number 4 is we're totally going to shut down Travis Kelce tonight. When I say shut down, he's going to
hold on, Sarge. We got breaking news. Sarge is going to finally hit us with his number 4. All right, go for it, man.
Yeah, thank you. We got off track. I was supposed to do a 2-minute drill thing with 4 downs, and now it's 20 minutes later.
20 minutes. Right. 20-minute drill.
I'm talking freaking Lions football, right? So, yeah, the number 4 was we don't have to worry about Travis Kelce because our linebackers are hitting it this year. Anzalone, Barnes, Jack, they're gonna shut down Travis Kelce tonight. They know he's the number 1 weapon. I know Xavier Worthy is fast as hell and he can run like JMO out there, but if our front 7 does their job and we get to Mahomes and make him run around, which sometimes he can run around a pocket for 10 freaking seconds because he just moves and gets away from everybody. Don't get mad and throw your shoe at the TV when he does that tonight because he's probably going to do that at least once or twice. But we're going to shut Kelce down. That's my number 4. Our Anzalone and Barnes, mostly Anzalone and Jack Campbell, are going to be shutting him down while Derek Barnes is going to get into some rush packages.
All right, so talk about the linebackers because when we did sign this offseason, Derek Barnes, there were a lot of Lions fans that were surprised. A quarter of the season in, what do you see now of this guy that makes you think, man, this Detroit Lions coaching staff knew what they were doing?
Oh, yeah. I was a big believer in Derek Barnes a couple of years ago. Last year, unfortunately, I think last year was going to be his coming out year, but injuries happened. But this year, he has been great. Like he's kind of the quiet. As far as people, everyone knows who Alex Anzalone is. Everyone knows Jack Campbell because he's his 3rd year and he is lighting it up. Like on a national level, everyone talks about Jack Campbell now because he is the linebacker that we were hoping we drafted when we got him in the 1st round.
Right.
Funny side note, the year he was drafted was also the year Gibbs got drafted, right? Everyone threw a fit about us taking a running back and a linebacker in the 1st round. And these guys are freaking studs. I'm like, everyone settle down. But that was my side note. Derek Barnes is having an amazing year. He doesn't, the stats might not show, but as far as, he's not like leading the team in tackles or anything like that, but they're starting to use him. Like he's good. He's a great run stuffer. They're starting to use him to rush the quarterback a little bit. I think this guy is he's almost, I hate to say Swiss Army knife because that's starting to get used up a lot, but for the linebackers, Anzalone coverage, Jack Campbell coverage and run support, and Derek Barnes just kind of gets to do his thing on the side or on the end. And whether it's stuffing a run or stopping a tight end or rushing the quarterback, he's doing all three of those things. And you don't really see that a lot with linebackers these days. At least I don't think so.
No,
they're either a run stuffing linebacker or they're a coverage linebacker, but they're usually not both. And Derek Barnes or linebackers are edge rushers. And Derek Barnes is doing all three of those things and doing it quite well. I don't know if he's missed a tackle yet this year. I could be wrong. Someone probably has it written down somewhere that he missed tackle in the third quarter of game 3, but I think he's definitely, man, I mean, Hutch is Hutch, right? But as far as linebackers, Derek Barnes could be the MVP of that group, or the MVP of the defense if it wasn't for us having Hutch on the team.
So, all right, let's get you ready for the game because we've got about 15 minutes to go. Sarge, any closing thoughts on this before you get on out of here?
Yeah, it's going to be I want everyone to know it's Kansas City. So Patrick Mahomes is probably going to get a couple of plays where we go, why can't we stop him? Why can't we tackle him? It's going to happen. He does that to every team. It's not just ours. Because I know sometimes people get really touchy when it comes to scrambling quarterbacks in Detroit. Like, why can't we stop a scrambling quarterback? Well, most of the time, none of the teams can stop these scrambling quarterbacks like Lamar, like Mahomes, like Josh Allen. But we did stop Lamar this year, and I think we're going to do the same tonight. But don't get upset when he runs for a 20-yard scramble because it's Patrick Mahomes. It's not Jake Browning running for 20 yards, or Joe Flacco. So, take that with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, the score is the only thing that's going to matter at the end of the day. And I think we're totally going to outscore them. It could be a shootout depending on how our safeties are feeling. Yeah, they're playing Kirby and Brian Branch. They're playing, but are they 100%? I mean, I hope they are, but they're not. But I hope that doesn't affect the game. So yeah, I think know that Patrick Mahomes is probably going to do some crazy stuff, at least for a couple of plays, and know that as long as we control the line of scrimmage, I know that's cliche, but especially on the offensive side, though, I'm saying, we control the line of scrimmage on our offense, run the ball down their throats, keep Mahomes off the field, give them less opportunities, and obviously win the turnover battle. But which we do quite well. And it could turn into a shootout a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think we're totally gonna win this game.
All right. Final score prediction before you get out of here?
Yes. It's gonna be 42-32.
All right, 42-32. Write it down, Duke Crew.
Write it down.
All right, Sarge, thank you for making a little time out of your busy evening to join us in the Duke Crew. Why don't you go ahead and give us a shout out, tell us where to get you, find you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Woo! Well, you're gonna find me y'all are gonna find me real soon, because I'm gonna make my own channel pretty soon. Not to compete with the Dano, but we got some stuff in store for some of the other Detroit teams. And it's gonna come soon. I got some stuff written down. But other than that, enjoy the game. And are you gonna be on after the game?
I'll be on after the game. Gotta have the post game.
Maybe I'll jump back on after the game. I might join. It's gonna be late, but
it will be late, man.
You don't have to sleep every day until you don't need 8 hours of sleep every day, right?
Don't need it. No, don't need it.
All right,
Sarge. We'll catch you on the post game show. We'll see you then.
All right, see you later.
All right, that was the Sarge, Tony Libretto joining us. Thank you for this little time. All right, Kermit the Frog is talking. It happens, man. It happens. Is he on screen? All right, we'll check it out. We're about 10 or so minutes from kickoff. For those just joining, just so you guys know, normally I use a digital antenna when I'm broadcasting, just so it's as fast a way to get the feed as possible. Tonight, unfortunately, as the wife brings me in a fresh beverage, and yes, it is Crystal Light. Thank you, babe. Anyways, tonight Channel 8 wasn't coming in, or NBC wasn't coming in so clear, so I'm having to use our converter box. Typically I'm finding if you're watching on an antenna or if you have a fast feed cable, you're probably going to be anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds ahead of me. If you're watching on satellite or something, you're probably going to be 15 or 20 seconds behind me. The only thing I can say is, hey, just enjoy it all together. Have fun with the game. Enjoy the comment section. Cheer each other on. Embrace the game. Hopefully this goes as one side as we're all hoping for the Lions. Hopefully the Lions win by, a gajillion points. All right, Ron says, hi, Jen, and I will pass that on. Pierce, no Mountain Dew tonight. Nope, not this late at night for sure. Trim Raber, 27-24. Woo! With an exclamation point. Ron, Casey clearly has defensive holes. I would agree with that. J-Mo will dissect them like a surgeon. Ooh. Coach Rock says, see you, Sarge. Day. It might be a repeat of the first meeting if Goff and Mahomes, 54-51 game. That would be fun and nerve-wracking game to see. Hey, it'll be a fun game to call, though. About thanks, Sarge. Exclamation point. Enjoy the game. Robert, Lions 45, Chiefs 27. All right, we'll see what happens. We're about 10 minutes away. The Rona, I'll be back after the game, Coach. We'll see you then, my friend. Hi, Jen, says Joseph C. And Bo, Jen is the real. Yeah, not AI. She is not AI. At least not that I know. Pierce, 31-28. Bates wins this one. Let's see what shakes out. All right, for those just joining, let's go over the season schedule for the Lions. You get past this game, we all get it. Man, the Tampa Bay Bucks, they look pretty good today. What do you do in that game? Will we have some of our guys back? My anticipation is you'll probably see, I think you'll see Decker back that game because you get him to go a game, then he's got another week off. Although, maybe they'll just decide, hey, 3 weeks plus the bye, you got a month off to ease up that shoulder. I do not think Terrion Arnold or, we know that DJ won't be back for the secondary. Lions get through these next 2 games, though. They got the bye week, a little bit of an earlier one, not as early as some teams, but they can start getting a little healthy. And I know Sarge mentioned it when he was on air, but after that bye week, man, you got the Vikings, and you've got a long road with not a whole lot of opportunities to rest people. You're going to have a couple of extended days where you do have the Thursday night games, and then basically have 10 days until you play again. So the nice part as a coach, you play Thursday, whether it's Thanksgiving or whatever game, then you probably would give everybody till Tuesday off, get back, come back in, get ready for that following Sunday game. So you have some mini buys, I guess you would say. All right, just so you guys know, America's picks, 79%. I'm looking at the TV right now. I have the Lions winning. KC only has 4 people, and not all the fans or people in the stands cheering him on. I'm seeing cheerleaders, Patrick Mahomes probably praying that Aiden Hutchinson and others don't hit him a whole lot tonight. Scott, is that a Mountain Dew, Dan? No, it is not. It is Crystal Light. Jen brought it on up for me. All right, Eddie's Fish, the Lions will win in a close one. Might be accurate. Let's go, Coach, says Joseph C. The Trim Reaper. What a doll Jen is. Yeah, I had to text her, hey, could you please help me out here? And she did. Sammy, let's go, Lions. Joseph, Elaine McNeil. McNeil will be back soon. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, he's coming back next week. And let me get this off the screen. Aleem, I think, thanks, Joseph. I think he'll be back next week. Why? If I'm a coach, I can get him out on the field, let him take the reps, and probably, if it was me, I'd only give him 15 to 20, but then you have about a 2-week window for the staff to reevaluate him, trainers to work with him, see if there needs to be anything done differently before he returns against the Minnesota Vikings right after the bye. All right, let's see, Rock. Now you own her, Coach. I always own her. Let's be real. She's always in charge. Independent Aquaman, Vegas went from having our Lions the favorites to switching the Chiefs being the favorites. Yeah, I've seen that earlier in the week. Here's my guess, and you don't have to agree with me, but it's just my thoughts. The NFL is going to try to do everything it can to make teams, marketable. We all get it. It's in the league's best interest to make them marketable. Who's one of your most marketable players? Patrick Mahomes. So any kind of, just questionable call, if somebody gets near his head, he's going to get calls. It hasn't happened as much this year as it's happened in past years. But I do think that with it being primetime Sunday night, Lions have to be aware of that, at least to some degree. Make sure you don't get any hits near his head. Keep everything shoulder below or clearly shoulder below. So we'll see what shakes out. I see Manly's got a 38-32 Lions victory. I'll take that. Rob, greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. The Lions are the grooviest, Daddy. 100%, my friend. It's good to see it. Feels like we don't see it as much anymore. Thanks, Fish. I do not expect a blowout. Man, wouldn't it be nice, though? Dan O'Damas had us winning by 18. So let's see if we can foretell that future. Remember, enjoy the game, Coach and Duke Crew. Let's go, Lions! Exclamation point. Back at you, my friend. Coach Rock, now you owe her. Yes, always indeed. I agree, Coach. All right, I've got a couple commercials on under something, Underdog. Something's like that's on. So I'm not sure what Underdog is. I thought it was maybe a BW3 commercial, boneless wings, but it is not apparently. So again, for those joining, you depending on how you're watching the game, you may be a little bit ahead or behind. Just try to be respectful in the comments section. If you know you're 10, 15 seconds ahead of the stream, if you want to pause it, let us all catch up to you. That's fine. Or if you want, just say wait a little bit until you throw the comment in the section. Don't throw spoilers out there. But we got the Geico Gecko on the screen. It's getting close to that time. I can't ever think of this girl's name. I think it's Carrie, but don't hold me to that. I think she's about ready to do the opening warm-up thing for the show. So, yes, Sunday Night Football is here. A big one for the Detroit Lions, no doubt about it. Lions, you get this win here. Man, you really have to start feeling good about where they're going to rank, not just for the season, but, man, it's just in the NFL overall. I think the Lions are set up to do pretty well tonight. We'll see what shakes out. In fact, while I'm talking to you guys, let me see if I can pull something up on screen here. Try to add a little bit more. I am trying to start mess with another streaming service than this one, just so I can add more graphics. I promise it's a complete pain to learn to use, so it could be some time. I'm going to throw this in the background here, at least for right now. When the game begins, this should start giving us more stats, drive updates, etc. But I'll try to add more and more to the show as we go forward. If I can learn the other streaming service software, then yeah, there'll be a lot more graphics and doohickeys to throw out there. All right, Rob, the Chiefs are 2-4. Get them relegated to the CFL. New franchise in medicine hat. All right. Let's see, String Theory, bring on the hits. Hey, man, talk about something I haven't seen in a hot second. Good to see you, my friend. Scott, let's go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. CK, there's so much money on Detroit. Wow, there probably is. I've only watched a little bit of the Chiefs this year. I try to watch some this week just to get ready for, morning shows and stuff like that. In my opinion, man, that defensive line is being asked to do a whole lot to keep that D even relevant. I'm not overly impressed with their secondary nor their safeties. Their linebackers, I think they got a couple decent ones, but nobody I would say is great. Nobody's a game changer, in my opinion. Defensive end or lines, they do have a couple guys that can do a few things, but they do one thing. They don't do multiple things. As far as their offense, I've talked about it all week. I think both of their offensive line tackles are suspect. One of them is not going to play tonight. The interior offensive line is pretty decent. I think that. But this Detroit Lions defensive line, I think has got a big advantage there. Same with the linebackers. We'll have to find out about the secondary. Scott, looks like you're quite a bit behind. It doesn't matter. I just paused my TV, catch up with you. Hey, thanks for that, Scott. Thank you. Trim River, offensive single lug. All right, we'll go with that, Trim. Hey, Henry Moore. Hey, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast. Exclamation point. What a time to be a Lions fan. So I show Patrick Mahomes coming out on the field. I said Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth now talking. Again, I'll do the play-by-play. I don't play their audio. That way it's more, I guess, just Lions-based. I'll tell you what my eyes see from a coaching perspective. Just have fun with it. Don't take anything too serious here. Some of you guys I know watch 25 different streams, have 25 different chats. If that's what works for you, go for it. Just have fun with it. Enjoy the game. Cheer on the Lions. Collinsworth and Terrible Trico. Okay. See, at least Trico is an Ann Arbor resident. Scott, okay, sorry about that. I already caught that one. Let's go Lions. CK, okay, good there. Rob, the Chiefs are 2-4. Yep, got that. String, bring on the hits. Well, there you go. Joseph C, 27-21 Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Tremere, see you, Coach. Okay, all caught up there. Let's see. Good evening from the zoo. Hey, who doesn't like to live in Kalamazoo? Rob, Lions football is on prime time again. Exclamation point. Yes, it is. Flad, be safe driving. Coach Dan, Duke Crew, I totaled out my car this week. Well, I'm just glad you're okay. I did see your comment earlier. I'm just glad you're okay, man, and not in a bad place. other than your car. Eddie's Fish, how can I be on your show, Coach Dan? I guess message me about it. Joe C, here we go. Ziggy and friends, the Lions will pull it out. I have no doubt. No doubt indeed. Rob, 63-0. Lions and Chiefs don't cross the 50 until the second half. We'll take that. Joe C, I agree, Coach. Hey, sometimes people agree with me. All right, we're about just a couple minutes from kickoff. I've got some sort of commercial about lady and kids in a car, and she's talking to the camera, and she's wearing a yellow dress. That's what I got on that one. All right, let's see. I think, Manley, we need this game and next game. Very important. Hey, every game is important, isn't it? Bo, asterisk getting handed out tonight. Asterisk might be getting handed out tonight. So hopefully you get one. Hopefully it's got some value in it. And there's a Dan Campbell commercial for, hey, it's got to be Applebee's, right? Something about Applebee's on there. And then CJ Stroud out there. Applebee's apparently is the official sponsor of, Dan Campbell's paychecks. How about that? All right, I'll say, Manley. Bye for now. I'm going to see the game. Good luck for all of us. 100%. Man, get some sleep, my friend. It's got to be, I don't know. It's got to be like 2 or 3 in the morning over in Cairo. But, hey, talking about having, some grit to power through the game. I like it. Like it indeed. All right. Let me know, Duke Crew. Who do you got winning this game? Give me some of your thoughts, some of your opinions. Who are going to be the big players tonight for Detroit? How many yards does Goff get? How many touchdowns? Who catches what on receiving? How about rushing? Defense. How many sacks do we get? Do we get any sacks? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's see what you guys, you've heard me go on for about, an hour now about the game. What are your thoughts about the game? Rock, stay awake, Hossein. See you later. Yeah, you better have a Mountain Dew or 2, my friend. The Trim River. I wasn't sure if you were going to watch party. Yeah, well, you got to watch party at least tonight, my friend. Robert, Lions and peptides. Sounds like a winning combination to me. Hossein Malley, okay, caught that one. We're all caught up. So, all right, if you guys would, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons. You guys probably know the drill. We're closing in on 15,000, and we are survey sentence. Waiting for it to reload. We're 128 away. So if you guys can help out, I surely would be thankful. Would really love to hit 15,000. Never would have guessed 3 years ago that would even be a remote possibility. All right, here we go. As far as, let me remove that. Put that on the screen. All right, if you don't know by now, let me bring you up to speed. Jared Goff's never lost to Patrick Mahomes, including, it's actually 3-0 against them when you include, I want to say it was last year's preseason game. So, hey, Jared Goff is apparently kryptonite to Patty Mahomes. We'll see if that continues tonight. If it does, Lions are going to find themselves atop the NFL for at least another week in power rankings. Take those for what it's worth. My opinion, we're all hitting the panic button when the Lions lost in Green Bay. We're probably feeling a different way about it now. All right, getting ready for a kickoff here. I'm going to turn the volume up on my screen, but just so you guys know, if you haven't watched me do it before, I don't play the audio of the games. I do the actual play-by-plays. I try to call out defensive formations, offensive formations that I've seen from, coaching, etc. By all means, if you have stuff out there, throw it in the comments section. Hey, talk about one of my oldest friends in all my life, Reality Mike, down in Florida in the United States. The Lions are winning this game. Are they kidding me? Super Bowl, baby. I like the way you're thinking. Yes, we're going to win the Super Bowl. I see, Manny, being in touch right now, talking. There you go. Jamie will get a long TD. Tesla gets big yak. I like all of that. Independent Alchemist gets Goff gets at least 2 touchdown passes and over 200 yards passing. He can do double those, though. He can do double up those, depending on the refs. Refs messed us over against the Bengals. Should have been up 52-10. Yeah, I would partially agree with that. Lionel kickoff just went for me. Yeah, it looks like I got Dan Campbell massaging his chew or gum, whatever it may be. Robert, why don't they show the coin toss anymore? That's a good question, man. I see Hutch stoking right now. All right. Let's see. Being touched right now. All right. Rock, stay awake, Hossein. See you later. Trim Reaver, can't wait to see the Egyptian magician surprise the NFL. No, they'll be pretty soon. We're getting closer and closer. Again, for those watching, normally I have a digital antenna, so I hit it as fast as you possibly can. Unfortunately, tonight, NBC is not, the reception's pretty spotty, so I just decided to go with the box, and because of the box, depending on how you're watching the game, I could be ahead of you, or I could be, 20, 30 seconds behind you. It's going to come down to how you're watching the game. So, doing the best I can. How about that? All right, kickoff just went for you. All right, I'm about ready to, I saw Jared Allen banging the drum or the bong or whatever it is. And yes, and everybody's doing the chops. So I'm guessing, Lionel, I'm about 40 seconds behind you. But, all right, is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. I tried all day, man, to get it to work better, but nothing I didn't do. All right, we got 2 back in the backfield. Let me slide on up, get closer. Hopefully you guys can hear me. A-okay. But have fun with it. Have fun with it in the comment section, the whole shebang bang. Just enjoy the game, hanging out with the Do Crew. All right, I got the Chiefs going to kickoff. There is the kickoff. It's to the deep right side. It's going to be fielded about the 3-yard line. He's up to the 10, 15, the 20. He's going to crash the 25 and get up. Oh, he's going to break a tackle, spin around, and ultimately comes down around the 29-yard line. Nice return. A lot of fancy moves out there. Agree, Robert. Yes, just have fun with the game. All right, they're going through the starting lineups for your Detroit Lions. So, all right, Danny Skipper, I'm going to guess he will be your starting left tackle for anybody who did not know. The offensive weapon is out there. Will they throw him a touchdown pass? Will he throw a touchdown pass? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, Lions are going to start off. 12 personnel right off the bat. We talked about it all week. They're coming out in it. Tight formation. Let's see, we got Gibbs in the backfield, 1 out wide. That would be to the bottom of your screen. That would be St. Brown. They're going to hand it off, and Gibbs is going to get about, fall forward for about 4, maybe 4.5 yards. Dan Skipper points up to the sky as somebody's pushing him after the play. Jared Goff, and you didn't know, he completes 75% of his passes, 237 yards a game, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. One of those picks, man, I don't know. I think it was a miscommunication. It was not close. All right. They're going to say it is 2nd and 6. 0-0 is your score. Lions changes in formation. 1 high, 1 low receiver, 1 guy in the backfield, 1 tight end to your high side of the screen. Goff under center. He's going to hand it off again. This one's going to go for maybe a yard. You all know that the Lions want to pound that ball. You know they want to wear people out. And I get as fans, we want faster scores. We don't want a slower paced game. But what do the Lions want? They want to be more physical. MCDC, when he came in, so the first thing we're going to do on both sides of the line of scrimmage is be more physical than the other team. Lions have taken a minute off the clock. It is now 3rd and 5. Goff in we'll say shotgun formation, surveying 2 high safeties for the Chiefs. They're getting zone coverage, it would appear. And it is zone coverage. Goff's going to drop it off to Sam I Am Laporta, who's going to shake and bake. He's going to hit the 0 button and mat it and spin for an extra yard or 2. And he's going to get about 9 yards on that play. First down, Detroit. Laporta is going to have a big night tonight. Yeah, especially if they're going to play zone coverage. CK, odds already going up for Lions. I'll take that. The Trim Reaper, Saga Knuckles both get at least 100 all-purpose yards. Oh, yeah, with some exclamation points. Whatever I'm trying to say. Laporta with a little bit of a stiff arm towards the end of it. Slaps the face of the defender. Gibbs still in the backfield. We got 1 high, 1 low receivers. 2 tight ends to the low side. Goff checking, making a line adjustment. Chiefs showing a look. Goff wants to change the look. They're going to hand it off, and Gibbs is going to go up the line. We're saying about another 3, maybe 4 yards, depending on where they mark him. And again, if the Lions control that clock, keep Patty Mahomes on the sidelines. The Chiefs, they might have a lot of speed at receiver. Doesn't matter, though, if you're not on the field. They're now going through the Chiefs lineups. And again, some of you guys just joining us, watching us, whatever, you may be behind or in front of this feed. It just is what it is. All right, we got 2 high receivers, 1 low. Well, the low is a tight end. Goff in a shotgun formation. Gibbs to his right. Goff checking, making a line adjustment. Chiefs showing blitz. They do blitz. Overload blitz. Goff gets it out on time. And to J. Mo, J. Powell, J. Wow Williams. He's got a first down. That was a nice read by Goff. Chiefs tried to, Spagnolia for the Chiefs. He tries the sky looks. They try to overload the left side of the line, try to come at Skipper, try to get some, miscommunication there. And you know what? Goff called it out, made the proper adjustments. All right, 2 low. Tesla is on the field for you guys paying attention at home. J-Mo's on the opposite side of high. Goff under center, does another line check, and they're going to play action pass. Goff looking, throwing. He's going to get it to Jameson Williams. Hey, we're talking about him coming back. He is back. He leaps out of bounds. And, J-Mo showing some ability to run shorter routes today. Lions in the first down. And again, they are controlling the clock, controlling the ground. They're controlling the game on the opening drive. Had a couple of people open there. J-Mo was real open, and J-Mo went over the top with that one. Try to leapfrog him. Robert, I paused my TV coverage for about a minute to sync up with you. Thanks for that, Robert. Let's see, Rob, for my favorite money lines. Lines are okay. You 2 even. I'll take that. All right, we got 2 high receivers, 1 tight end in motion to the high side, overload and protecting skipper. Now you got St. Brown in motion, and there's the trickeration jet sweep. Not going to get a ton, but it's going to fall forward for about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Cook diagnosed the play and took him down with a shoestring tackle. All right, Chiefs were favored because they're at home. Yeah, probably true. Goff always does better versus man coverage than he does against zone. I'll go with that. All right, so it is 2nd and 8. Dave Montgomery on the sideline, staring, waiting for a glorious opportunity. Lions have already chewed up 4.5 minutes off the clock, and they are inside the 30. St. Brown in motion again. Going to hand it off to Gibbs. This time Gibbs shakes and bakes, spin moves a little bit, and is going to be brought down about 2 yards short of the new line of game. Johnny Morton, a lot of people didn't like him, thought he should be have his head shaved bald and kicked out of Detroit after the Green Bay performance. John Morton wants his hair back, so he's coaching his butt off now. Lions got split receivers, 1 high, 1 low. Gibbs still in the backfield. Goff making another line adjustment. He's keeping up. He's basically a coach on the field. Now they're going to motion St. Brown to the high side, and we're going to hand it off to Gibbs. Gibbs, he's going to power forward with a little help from his friends, and he's going to get the first down. I think Penei Sewell maybe turbocharged Gibbs into getting across the line. Lions still chewing up that first drive of the game. Dave Montgomery, hey, he's waiting for his opportunity, and he will get it this game. No doubt about it. All right. Gibbs still out there. It is first down Detroit. 9 plays, 53 yards, 5 minutes and 40-some seconds off the clock. Shotgun formation, 2 high, 2 low. Tesla out there on the field. They show a blitz. They get a blitz. They do a little trickeration flip. And, hey, going to get about, depending on where they mark him out of bounds, it's going to be, depending on the mark, but anywhere from 6 to 9 yards. A 4-yard gain they're seeing on the field. All right. So lateral action. They did bring the blitz. They got a hit on Goff, but you know what? He got it out, and, man, give the Chiefs some credit for being able to cover it because they did a pretty good job, and I'm trying to give them credit where credit is due. 2nd and 7 now. Shotgun formation again. 2 low, 1 high are your receivers. Goff once again doing another line adjustment. 4 on the clock. Tesla in motion. 2, 1, gets it off in time. It's another run for Gibbs. Gibbs up the middle. Gibbs is going to fall forward. 4. Depends on where they're going to mark him. He's either going to be a half yard shy or it'll be a first down. I'm going to guess they're saying it's a first down. The official on the field, the head official, marks it a first down. He signaled it at least. Well, I'm going to try to pay attention to you guys for the offensive line adjustments of the Lions. They're going to double team. It looks like Chris Smith, most of the game. And yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of it. Lions trying to show one side, go the opposite side against the zone blocking assignments. They do switch their assignments on the offensive line often from zone to man blocking. I prefer the man, but they don't ask me. All right, another handoff to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to push it up the middle for about a 6-yard gain on first down, depending on where they mark him, of course. Could be about a 2nd and 4 or 2nd and goal with about 4 yards to go. Lions still chewing up that clock. Hey, this is a pretty good first drive. All right, Josie Laporta touchdown right here. That'd be good. Lionel, mine's at 7 now. Okay. Josie, how come they're not putting Montgomery in? I'm guessing maybe next drive. That'd be my guess. All right. 7 minutes left in the quarter. Shotgun formation, tight formation, bunch formation for the Lions down low. 2nd and goal, again, from about the 4-yard line. Goff is going to hand it off. Laporta lead blocks. Gibbs gets it down to, we'll say, just shy of the 1-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal. Spags is trying to give him all sorts of different looks, but Goff, we've talked about all season. He is a coach on the field. He's been in the league long enough where it was sort of like everybody would say about Tom Brady, Warren Moon, or whatever. You get a quarterback in the league that long, it's just hard to confuse them. They've seen it all. What's the chance that you're going to come up with something they haven't seen effectively? All right, it's going to be 3rd and goal from, all right, they're saying the 2-yard line. We got a tight formation. We got 3 backs in the backfield, if you count tight ends as backs, and we got Jameson Williams up top. It is going to be a power run up the middle, and I think they're going to be about a half-yard shy. 4th and goal. I'm going to guess Dan Campbell ran that play or called that play or had John Morton call that play to just go for it. Even if you don't get it, they aren't going to have much room to work with. Goff's going for it. The offense is on the field. 7 out of 9, 4th down conversions. You got about a half yard to go, and I see a lot of blue in all that red. All right, they got Dave Montgomery in there, and Sam Laporta was in the backfield. Now he and Brock the Hitman Wright are opposite side. St. Brown coming in, and they get it off just in time. It is play action, and there's no play. All right, timeout Detroit. Dan Campbell came in just before. I was going to say there was only like 1 second on the play clock, so they were going to be rushed. I don't know if they would have scored on that anyways. All right, let's see what the Detroit Lions do here. Give it to Nuggles. I'll go with that. JK, holy bejesus. I'll go with that. Oh my gosh, that was scary. All right. Jones wore out. All right. Thank goodness for St. Brown. I'll take that. Some of you guys may already know what's happened, so if you guys can just, don't put a spoiler in the comment section till, you guys obviously can hear me, but all right, 4th and goal from about the half-yard line. MCDC used the timeout. Lions running out of time. Let's see what shakes out here. The Chiefs are bringing a lot of big guys. I count 7 defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage. They got Brock Wright with Dave Montgomery back there. Jared Goff in the backfield, throws to Goff. Goff, okay, well, he's going to score it. And Dave Montgomery is amongst the league leaders in touchdown passes this season. I'll take it. We'll take it. The pass to Goff. Nobody saw that one coming. And Goff, maybe not the greatest hands. Maybe he just wanted to, make the difficulty points. But Dave Montgomery throws his touchdown pass for the 2nd straight week. And who had that on the bingo play sheet leading into this week? Montgomery, Goff, St. Brown with a nice block, holds him off and helps power Goff into the end zone. Not exactly what I would like to see Jared Goff doing, but you know what? They don't ask me. Goff now with the touchdown reception this year puts him amongst the leaders on the team. Wow, says he got flag? All right. I guess I didn't see the flag if I missed it. That's crazy. They took away the touchdown. All right. I guess didn't see that part. I guess I'd have to see what the flag is. Never got set. All right, well, apparently they got the call right. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know that rule. But, based on the explanation, they did the right thing calling it. All right, well, take off the touchdown. Lions are going to go for it still. Well, let's see if we can get the TD here. And I get some of you guys already know, but try to avoid spoilers in the comment section. All right. Refs working overtime to mess over our team. They tried 23 but didn't win. Strange. My bad. It happens. It happens, man. It happens. I feel like I'm lost in the twilight zone. Man, So, delay of game. Yeah, they waited too long and deciding field goal or going for it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Well, I didn't understand that. Me neither, my friend. Going to be a strange game? Let's hope not. All right, let's just make the field goal and go up 3-0. Hey, you took off basically 10 minutes off the opening quarter. And we're waiting on the snap. Here's the snap, and the kick is up, and it's right down the middle. Hey, Lions up 3-0. We'll take it. Take it indeed. Fake field goal, that would have been something. Is that lemonade? No, Crystal Light. Monty got robbed. I would concur, but, they explained the rule, and, if based on the explanation of the rule, they made the right call. So they were saying that Goff had to take a step back. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know that. Pause a half second, then release. If he would have done that, it would have been. Let's see. Take it. Glad we kicked. Yeah, I'm glad we kicked. Phil, thanks for the play-by-play. Anytime, my friend. You know that, man. You know that. Is that limited? No. All right, call caught up there. Gary Gronick Jr. Hey, thank you, Coach, for doing this live tonight. My mom and I enjoy your calls instead of the TV announcers. Hey, glad to be a part of here. Hopefully, it's fairly synced up for you. 2 bad penalties? Yeah, for sure. Henry, keep that ball off the field. I'll take that. All right, guys, if you would be so kind, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You guys probably all have, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But, yeah, if you would, that'd be great. String theory, the refs find a way to find a rule no one has ever heard of when calling against the Lions. And you might not be wrong with that. There are 2 of the 13 penalties Dan O'Damas predicted. Dan O'Damas did think that the NFL front offices might say, hey, anything you can do to keep the game close until the fourth quarter, just call it normal. And so far, what do you know? Trim Reaper, the zebra can't change its stripe? Probably not. Yeah, so, if you guys have watched the channel for any length of time, I've covered the Lions or pro sports, you could say, college sports, whatever, since the late 80s. And here's what I've come to find, at least in the last 15 to 20 years in the NFL. They don't want blowouts on national TV. They want people to stick around till the fourth quarter to watch. Why? More advertisers invest money into the product. The product is the broadcasting of the game. My thought is, if that rule is actual, then you made the right call. I'm not going to disagree with it. But to your guys' point, is that some rule nobody's ever heard of before? Sort of like the process of the catch? I would say yes, because when we watch other NFL games, I could be wrong. Maybe I just haven't noticed it, but I don't really remember the quarterback jumping back, pausing a half second, and then releasing on a trick play. But maybe I am wrong. All right, CK, people are mad the flag wasn't thrown before the TD and was after the fact. That's the problem I have, to your point, CK, when I often say the league does what they can, any kind of iffy play, that's where we're going to step in. If you guys want to go back a couple years ago to the Dallas game in Dallas, where they didn't report, remember that? It wasn't initially called. They had to huddle up and then throw the flag. It was almost like they were being instructed, hey, we want you to call this. And that's, I think, where the problem becomes. To me, the refs know these rules. They don't have to huddle up to say, hey, remember that one rule? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that in basketball, baseball, or in football. But yet, to your point, after the play, about 15, 20 seconds, the call from above says, hey, remember that unknown rule nobody talks about? Might be time to enforce that. Snoopy Lion, bouncing off defender's helmet was part of the trick play. Might be. Max 77, nobody likes a poorly called game, even if it's close. Correct with that. Bo Dan Dawes predicted 13 penalties against Lions. So how many so far? I think 2, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So let's get back to it. All right, Chiefs with a little bit of a move in the backfield. They're going to run it, and they're going to get about a yard. They're going to mark him down for a yard. Sorry, I was reading the comments instead of watching the formation. Sorry about that, guys. All right, Patrick Mahomes, you guys probably all know who he is, what he's done. He's completed 63% of his passes this year, 251 a game average. He's also rushed for 38 yards. What have we talked about all season long? The Lions want to stop your running game. from the quarterback or the running back. That's priority number one for them. So they're lining up in man-to-man. You were wondering if they're going to play man or zone. They're playing man, and they got 2 high safeties. And here comes the pass rush. Kelsey under the middle this time, and he's going to shake and bake. He's still going. You got to actually tackle him. And they finally bring him down after about a 16-yard gain. Now, I don't know what taunting is. I know it's a point of emphasis, but not talking about Kelsey, but another guy beyond the pile pointing and shaking and stuff. You know, hey, surprised that's not called. But, hey, it's not me. All right, Kelsey showing some ability early. We know that he is an all-world tight end, and he's had not the best start to his season. All right, Mahomes behind center in a shotgun. He's got 2 low, 1 high. Receiver running back to his right side. He's going to play action pass. He's going to roll out, throw it back across the body. Nearly picked off by Amik Robinson. Instead, it's going the other way to Hollywood Brown for about a 28-yard gain. So close to being an interception. Instead, it's going the other way. Robinson took the gamble and came up short. Mahomes rolled out and away. I guess about 3 yards off. Close, but not close enough for the Detroit Lions. All right, let's see what shakes out here. Lions, hey, had a great opening drive. But Kansas City is wasting no time moving into and down the field. Mahomes under center. He's going to hand it off. It's run outside, and they're going to get about 5, 6, 10, 12 yards. The Chiefs so far are chewing up the Lions defense. We all get it. The first drive, just about every game this year, the Lions have given up a touchdown outside of last week. Will that change this week? We'll find out. All right, left tackle. You know they got to back up in. They do a good job of sucking in the Lions defense, overcommitting, and what happens? They took it outside. Pacheco, hey, one of his better runs of the year. All right, it is 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Mahomes in a shotgun. He's got 2 high, 2 low. It's going to be a run to the outside again. This time he's going to get, we'll say, 2 yards. Multiple Lions, Lacey and Jack Campbell bring him down that time. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It has been a fast first quarter. The Lions may lead the league in unknown penalties called against them. All right, let's see what we set up here next. We got to show me the formation here. Come on. All right, under center, it is 2nd and 8, 1 running back behind, split receivers, 1 high, 1 low, guy in motion. Don't know the Chiefs as well. Mahomes going to roll out. He's got a little pressure from Derek Barnes. He's going to just throw it out of bounds. Derek Barnes in pursuit there. 3rd and 8. Lions can hold him to a field goal. I would count that a win after the way they moved it on the first several plays. Kansas City moved it, that is. All right, Kelsey is obnoxious. He's like Jake Paul. Okay, Trim Reaper. I hope Knuckles is angry and runs like it. I hope he does too. All right, Brian Branch being spotlighted here by the NBC crew. It is 3rd and 8. Mahomes shotgun. He's got trips to the high side, 1 low, running back to his left side. Zone coverage from Detroit. Man, they are giving a wide cushion here. A little bit of pressure from Detroit. Mahomes gets out and runs, and he's going to be about 3 yards shy of the line of game. 4th down. What does the home team do? Chiefs, are they going to kick the field goal or are they going to go for it? Looks like they're going to go for it. So far this drive, the Lions have played more zone than I anticipated. The first play, they played man. After that, they went zone. And you can see they're maybe not the most accustomed to it. All right. Shotgun, 2 high, 2 tight ends low, 1 tight end rotating to the high side. Lions making a line adjustment. Mahomes out. He's got a wide open guy for a touchdown. Xavier Worthy with the touchdown. We'll have to see what happened there. My eyes got on one thing versus the other thing, but the Chiefs wasted no time going down. Yeah, Lions got caught majorly flat-footed there. Robertson on Worthy. He's looking eyes in the backfield, and yeah, just doesn't get any kind of press and just lets him go wide. No press coverage there at all. Let him go. Missed extra point. Hey, I'll take that if that is true. It is true. Hey, Bo, you foretold the future. Lionel, Amit got torched. He did, man. You could see eyes in the backfield. He was supposed to get in press coverage and just gave him a free release. Once he got free, it was gone. All right, decaf. All right. Let's see. Independent Aquaman, Great Lakes, Michigan Lions weren't flat-footed. Refs are corruptly helping the Chiefs yet again. They did in Game 1 of 2023, but our Lions somehow won anyways. Money time, probably this time. Missed field goal, indeed. All right, it's a commercial, so hey, we'll let them play that commercial. All right, let's see if I can bring this up on the screen. Add to it. Let me refresh this. All right, and I thought we'd get a little bit more than this. All right, game play-by-play. Well, let's go to the story summary. You already got that. Player stats, time of possession. Yeah, I'll work on adding more graphics in our time. This one's not working for me. All right, is what it is. To be fair, Buckner has missed at least one convert every game this season. Hey, good for him. He's an overachiever. That was a shank. Well, it was. Michael, let's let refs dictate every Chief game. They might just do that. Coach Rock should have called the pick. Why don't they get together and flag that pick? So at the NFL level, if the guy's just making a release and going on a route, even though it is a pick, as long as he still keeps running, it's not called a pick. And that's, you can agree with it or disagree with it. Meek Robinson got torched. Let him go. Lets him go in strong. He whiffed on Xavier due to unorthodox line release. I'll go with that. Let's see. Great Lakes State guy. I'm saying 26. Juwan Taylor false start. So let's hope so. Michael, I'm tired of the NFL giving Chiefs everything. Might be accurate. Return of the doink. I'll go with that trim. Independent Aquaman. Mark Jordan. To also be fair, the NFL refs, despite their corruption, are saints in comparison to WNBA refs. All right. Yeah, I'll go. I'd say there could be some legitimacy to that. So here's what we know. It's almost the end of the first quarter, and we're down 3 points, 6-3. Lions, first drive, looked pretty good. Obviously, the two calls in the red zone, in the goal line, basically, changed the way it went. Lions go down here and score, though. You're probably liking things. That defense, though, that first drive, that was non-existent. But that also being said, we all get it. You got 3 new cornerbacks out there. I couldn't even tell you who all 3 of the cornerbacks are right now, just because I haven't seen it on the screen. So you guys may know all 3. I know Meek Robinson's out there. Outside of that, I'm not so sure. All right, free for all. It's the Taylor Swift effect. You could be 100% right. Remember my theory? The NFL wants it to be as competitive until the fourth quarter as it can be. Why? It's good for ratings, good for commercials. Let's see. Vegas stands to get a lot of money if Chiefs win. You aren't wrong with that either. All right, let's move on to the kickoff, and there is the kickoff on my screen. Lions going to field it at about the 9-yard line, and it's up to the 20, the 25, and he's going to come down about the 29-yard line, I believe. Maybe they mark him at the 30. All right, Jared Goff, round 2, drive 2. Here we go. 1:06 left in the first quarter. Time of possession, all Lions so far, 9 minutes, 39 seconds. So third longest opening drive in the NFL season, in case you were wondering. All right, Goff having a conversation. Breaks the huddle. Let's see what you have here. You got 2 tight ends. You got Laporta in the backfield, by the way. Goff under center. Laporta flexes out. 2 low receivers to your side. Dave Montgomery is in. Sam I am on a lead out pitch block. And let's see, Dave Montgomery, where you mark him? We'll say about 4 yards. Lions could end the first quarter. My guess is they probably will end the first quarter with the ball. Lions are going to pound that Chiefs front 7 all night long. That's going to have a lot of effects the longer the game goes on. Old school football, as Collinsworth says. Lions take another snap here. They will effectively end the quarter. Goff in a shotgun. Montgomery to his left. He's got 2 tight ends to the high side, 2 receivers to the low side. Brock the hitman right, motions low. Goff backs, takes, looking, scanning, looking downfield, and he's got Sam Laporta for a big shot down the field, and that'll be a Detroit Lions first down. Gain, I believe, don't ask me because to be 100% right, because I don't have a spotter to tell me, so I'm just doing the math in my head. I'm going to say about 25 yards. So if you guys gain a 26, hey, I was close. All right, that's close. I'm doing the math in my head, guys. Great production, 100% there. So far, left tackle has not been a problem. No, look, we talked about it all week. If Skip was in, you were probably going to see a lot of chip blocking, whether it be from the running backs or the tight ends, and so far that's held water. Now, you probably have a little bit more familiarity with Skipper. He's got more experience. You might actually leave him on an island from time to time. CK, he had all day to throw. He did have all day to throw. Wear that defense down. I think they're going to make an emphasis of that. And I think the Chiefs offense knows that too. Michael, our defense is given an opening drive every time, a touchdown in every game, but one. Shepard will adjust. I agree with that. Great protection. I concur. All right, and then Bo Booth, so far left tackle. Okay, all caught up there. Lions just need to keep controlling the ball, keep, moving it down the field, keep wearing on that Chiefs defense. And then, if our defense can make some adjustments, get some stops, slow them down, maybe get a few more extra points missed from the Chiefs or extra, field goals or whatever missed, hey, we'll take all the unfair advantages we can get. The Chiefs are going to clearly take unfair advantages from the refs. All right, just see, Dan Skipper's looking a lot better than Manu. Yeah. And again, with the experience, the length of time he's been in the league, you probably anticipate that somewhat. All right, Great Lakes, Dan Skipper, itching to play. I bet, I'm, in hindsight, everything's 2020, right? My guess is the Lions cut Skipper, knowing about the injury, knowing that this way they wouldn't have to use a IR designation return on him. And so far, it's worked out well. Now, that also being said, could you question if Jamarco Jones would have beaten out Skipper? Maybe. But you know what? Jamarco Jones is done for the year, unfortunately for us. Yeah, had all day. Okay. So I've got the commercial for Earn Your Sunday with Lowe's and then Buffalo Wild Wings showing right now. Buffalo Wild Wings doesn't sound bad at all. I like it. The wife does not, unfortunately. All right, Lions, let's see if we can get some updated stuff for you guys here. It is going to be the start of the second quarter. Stats so far. Let's see, go box score for you. Jared Goff is, 5 out of 5 once again. 100% pack, 62 yards. 100 and we'll just round up and say 119 passer rating. Amon-Ra St. Brown's got 1 rushing attempt for 2 yards. Gibbs 9 for 32. And then David Montgomery 3 for 22, an average of 7 yards, 7.33. But you guys get the gist. All right, I'm calling a big interception now by Nowaski or Barnes. I'll take anybody on our team getting the interception. That'd be phenomenal. All right, getting back to the game. I've got a little thing of promotion for Nationwide and some stairs, apparently. Nationwide will take you up the stairs? I'm trying to get this correlation here. But, we'll see what it is. It's a nice-looking restaurant. All right, Goff under center. Making another line adjustment. Chiefs got 29 guys at the line of scrimmage trying to stop the Lions' rushing attack. Let's see, Dave Montgomery in the backfield, 1 high receiver. And Montgomery's going to run it. He's going to run it for a little bit more. He's going to get powered forward. Sam Laporte is going to push him forward. The same with Dan Skipper. We're going to give him about 13 yards unofficially in my head. Again, I don't have a spotter, so I'm just guesstimating, doing the math as fast as I can for you guys. And it's not always going to be 100% accurate, but, it's pretty close. All right, nice. Yeah, the Collinsworth's talking about this time they go with the zone run. They push it. Chiefs really crowded the line. I know I mentioned it before the snap, but they could only have had 1 guy high. Everybody else is at the line of scrimmage. All right, Goff under center again. He got 1 high receiver. He got 1 guy in the backfield, 2 tight ends to the low side of your screen. Goff making yet another line adjustments. And we're going to hand it off again. Dave Montgomery's going to bring it back inside. He's going to power forward for about 6 yards. What do we talk about all week long in the morning show? The Lions are going to try to wear them down. You get it. I get it. Everybody gets it. They're going to pound this ball at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not great at stopping the run. Their defense is not great overall. It is decent. It's not great. And that's no disrespect to Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs. It is what it is. Jones gets a good release inside, but Penei Sewell takes him out nicely. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Came back and got him. Tag, you're it. And you're on the ground, by the way. All right, Goff under center again. Makes the handoff, play action pass. Going to dump it off to St. Brown, who's going to catch it well behind the line of scrimmage. Going to power forward for maybe a yard gain. Could be a half yard. Chiefs did a good job not biting on it, and because of it, they limited the game. It is 3rd down now for Detroit. If the Chiefs defender doesn't get him out there, St. Brown would have had some room to roam there. All right. Lions need to get another 1st down and keep this drive going. They are in a positive territory. Goff Shotgun formation. 3rd and 3 at the 22.5-yard line, we'll say. 2 high, 2 low receivers, 1 back to Goff's right side, 7 on the clock, 6 on the clock, 5 on the clock. You get it. Sam, I am in motion. It's going to be a snap to Goff. Goff drops back. He's looking. He throws, and he's going to be caught by J-Mo, J-Pow, J-Wow into the end zone. He bowling balls, pin balls, what did I say? He bounces off a whole lot of guys and finds his way into pay dirt. And now he's going to lead everybody in a glorious celebration. Jared Goff gives the Lions the lead with 12:49 left in the second quarter. 6 plays, 71 yards for the Detroit Lions scoring drive. We've all talked about, J-Mo getting more involved, doing more than going downfield all the time. It's not a short route, but he bounces off 2 guys before he finds pay dirt. And how about that, young man? Detroit, just like that, takes a 9-6 lead pending the PAT. That's got to feel good for Jameson Williams. Hey, Khalif Raymond, you were wondering if he was going to play and everything. He is suited up. And now they're helping a Chiefs player off the field because he got bowling ball to ran over by Jameson Williams. They're going to have him checked out. All right. Jake Bates is going to line it up. Let's see what he does here. Hex yes, says Dennis. I'm down with that. D-Dub, what do you got? TD? 100%. They should give him 2 for that one since he bounced off 2 guys. Jake Bates doing some sort of flex with his arms. And his kick is up. It is good. And the Lions have a 10-6 lead. I'll take it. Bo, J-Mo got yak. He got yak as he got whacked. So I'll take that. How about that? CK, huge TD. It is a huge TD indeed. Paperback fan, J-Mo with an exclamation point. Great legs. People just can't stick with J-Mo in stride. No, they can't, man. He is so fast. It would be interesting to see. Is he the fastest guy in the NFL right now? Legitimately. How many people are faster than him? I don't know. D-Double, got Lions love heat. All right. Well, they love the fire. How about that? Independent argument wasn't exactly long, but it was monumentous. So I'll take that. Joseph C. I was going to get off here at Coach because I'm going to ruin this game. You're fine, man. You're totally fine, man. Independent Aquaman, J-Mo. I'll take that. Bo, I said J-Mo would get a long TD. He did indeed. Oh, my gosh, says Michael Jordan. Let's get so we got it. Great Lakes, man, was gone. When Goff has time, he is surgical. He is, man. Dude, you're totally fine. Totally fine. Don't worry about it at all, man. Some of you guys are ahead of me. Some of you guys are behind. For those just joining, or if you weren't on earlier when I mentioned it a few times, normally I have a digital antenna playing the games, and I get the feed, lickety-split. Usually some of you guys even say I'm ahead of you guys. Tonight, it's not a strong signal for whatever reason, so I'm using a box to feed it in, and because the box is probably about 30 seconds or 40 seconds behind you guys, it is what it is. We'll all work together and make the best of it because teamwork makes the dream work. Time of possession, you're not wrong there. If our running game keeps it up, we are going to have the top roped up, all right? I'd say, well, watch Sewell nail him. Yes, they did. Jones got crushed. He did. Go see, Skipper is a beast. I have complete confidence in Skipper. He is an offensive weapon, my friend. Trim Reaper, I'm calling a big interception now by Westgate and Barnes. Okay, I'll call up that way. All right, let me get back to the bottom of the screen. Bo, J-Mo doesn't go down on single contact. No, he does not. Great protection by the Lions offensive line. You are correct there, my friend. Lions greatest hits. Yes, J-Mo got some. He was on the top of the gameplay, and now Casey has no idea what to do. Forget about St. Brown at your own risk. Yeah, I'll go with that fully. Answer 14, I think the Lions have 2 of the top 5 fastest guys. Gibbs is no slouch either. No, you're not wrong. Jason, let's get the defense rolling now. I would like that. These, let's see, how about a leaf beer and a shot and a brew? How about that? J-Mo's just getting started. I like the way you're thinking. Ryan, yeah, he pinballed his way into the end zone. He did, man. It looked pretty good. Goff stayed cool under pressure on that TD pass. Hey, how about that? These boys are moving relentlessly up and down the field. They are, answer 14. Trim Raper, Way-Mo, J-Mo, baby. Hey, you are righto. How about that? Refs should get together and call the pick play. They should indeed. And then Dale, so funny, I'm in the Philippines and can get my feed before you, coach. It happens, man. All right. Getting back to it. Here is the kickoff by the Lions. Yeah, so maybe what I'll do after this game is just get a bigger digital antenna so I don't have that problem again. But for tonight, I'm going to power through it. Don't know who 42 is for the Lions, but he took him down on the kickoff, and Patty Mahomes is back coming onto the field. Yeah, maybe we can do a Duke Crew fundraiser to get me a bigger digital antenna. All right, fastest to 300 career passing touchdowns. Patty Mahomes is the fastest on the list. So, yeah, I'll try to make sure for the future games I do have bigger digital antenna just so I don't have to worry about the delays. All right, Pat Mahomes in a shotgun. He's got 2 high, 1 low with a tight end. Plus, he's getting a guy motioning the low side. Running back to his right side. He's going to look. He's going to throw back. He's going to look back. He's going to be under pressure. And he's going to escape one guy. And he did get away from Alex Anzalone from the sack before he completes it downfield for about 19 yards. I think it was Anzalone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, spotlight Hutchinson. Did I misread it? Maybe I did. We'll see here. That looks like a hold. No, it was Hutchinson who went down. That looked like a hold on Hutchinson. But, hey, they didn't get called. How about that? All right, shotgun for Patty Mahomes. He's got 2 on the high side, 2 on the low side, and they're already at the, we'll say, 49-yard line of Detroit after those plays. All right, he drops back to pass. Hutchinson comes, gets a little pressure, dropped off inside. Detroit's D giving up yards here. They need to get a stop. Need to get a takeaway. Anything they got to do. Kirby's out, and unfortunate. Bad hold. I thought so. Going to be rough. Pass rush, come on. Oh, but Jesus. Dang it. Kirby. Ugh. Kirby down. All right. Yeah, and we all talked about it all week. Should they sit him and Brian Branch out to this game? Think long-term versus short-term? I don't know. And yes, Kirby is down on the field. He's been fighting through that pain in the PCL, as we all know, all season long, even in the preseason. What he do? It's probably Max. It's probably the same knee that he's been dealing with the entire. I mean, since training camp opened. That's a guess. I don't know that. Offense going to have to do it all. Might be accurate. Michael going to be rough. There you go. Reaper JMO is so icy. He should come up with Zamboni. Ooh. Pierce, just like last year, Goff will have to get 30 every game. Might be, man. Might be. And with Strickland out tonight, wonder who's next on the depth chart for the Lions. You know, we'll find out momentarily. Some of you guys may already know. Hold on just a second. Let me get rid of this sweatshirt. Sorry about that. Sometimes with all the computer stuff and especially wearing a sweatshirt, it gets a little hot in here. All right, we got a Visa commercial, and then we got some old lady with a fraud alert. So is it a fraud alert because she got somebody's Visa? I don't know. I want to find out what that is all about. Yeah, got that one, Pierce. Lions' greatest hits are opportunity defense is going to make a splash play sooner or later. That's look, I'll take that 100%. Bo, that's fine, Pierce. We can do that. Michael, they're not going to call anything on the Chiefs. Could be true. Steve, still can't believe that trick play was totally illegal because the Bengals, but tonight it was illegal against the Chiefs. All right, it is what it is. Let's see if we can still win the game. Hopefully we can. Eddie, the defense needs to step up. Right now they are struggling a little bit against the Chiefs. All right, try to remember decaf. I'll take the decaf indeed. All right. Hopefully we get some word. If you guys, I get some of you guys, if you're can just look for updates on Kirby Joseph and throw it into the comment section because I'm going to be a little limited while I'm doing the play-by-play and trying to scroll through comment sections, etc. So let's see. Kirby hurt again. Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right. Just checking the phone. Sometimes I even have to do work while on air. So hopefully not too much tonight now that it's after 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right, commercials for some sort of medical show, St. Something medical. All right, St. Dennis Medical maybe or whatever. All right, NBA tip-off right around the corner. In fact, tomorrow starts preseason conditioning for my basketball team as we will get in 30-minute workouts here and there as I try to run people off the planet. Just trying to make sure we're in real good shape before opening day. Kirby Joseph on the sideline. We'll see what happens with him. All right, let's see. We got Patty Mahomes in a shotgun. Got to hand it off. He's going to fake it. He's going to fake it again. Jack Campbell in pursuit. Jack Campbell's going to bring him down for maybe a yard gain. It's going to set up a third down. Kirby Joseph seeing the replay here. Kirby Joseph clearly they say in a lot of pain. Look at the stability of his knee, they say on TV. He didn't take contact there, but if you guys never dealt with a PCL, it takes a long time to heal. So if it was me, he would sit out this game next week and then, the bye week, obviously. All right, 3rd and 4. Pat Mahomes shotgun, too low, too high. They're going to hand it off up the middle. He's going to cut back, and Alex Anzalone, whoever I'm trying to say, is going to bring him down about a yard, maybe a yard and a half short of the line of the game. It will be 4th down for the Kansas City Chiefs. 4th down. What are they going to do, Mean Gene? Alex Anzalone reads the play well, flows to it, cuts back, and he fills the hole. Holds on until help gets there. And help did get there and brought him down. Like I said, about a yard, I believe, maybe a yard and a half short. The Chiefs are going to go for it. They're going to fast huddle, hike up there, and they're going to get it. They're going to get the first down. Lions were caught a little flat-footed on that one. Kirby Joseph is being helped off by 2 people. Yeah, he's going to be sitting for a while, guys. All right, Pat Mahomes got to the line quickly. Faked one way, went the other way. Lions overshifted to commit on one side, and gave the cutback lane. So, I don't think he'll be done for the year, Victor. I think you could be looking at a month, 6 weeks, something like that. But we'll see. I mean, we won't know until we get anything. All right, Mahomes under center, pitches it out, trickeration played, flea flicker in a sense. Pat Mahomes running. He's got 5, 10, 15. Lions are asking for a holding call. They're not getting a holding call. In fact, I don't think the Chiefs, who, if I'm not mistaken, had like 50 calls against them last week, have they even been called for a penalty this game? Let's see if I can see anything. I know Lacey was calling for a hold. Let's see it. I've caught one. Not really a hold there, but I've caught one on another play, and I know I mentioned it to you guys, but that one would not be, at least not my opinion. All right, well, they're going to run it again. They get maybe a half yard as the Lions were quick to react to it and take them down. Who's in the secondary for Detroit? It's a new game we're going to run here on Lions Talk Live because other than Brian Branch, there are no starters left in the secondary. Let's go defense. I'm done with that. Hutch, crap. Depends if he needs surgery. Yeah, and hopefully he doesn't. All right. It will be 2nd and 8. And Mahomes in the shotgun. Let's see what we got here. Hutch going after him. Hutch forces the fumble. Strip sack. I think the Lions got it. Nope, Mahomes got it back. But Hutch gets to him, takes him down, strips the ball, and that's going to be a significant loss of yards. Hey, nice. Good. Gave up 15 yards on 3rd width. Okay, well, that's all right. Get them, boys. I'll take that. Hutchinson got to him, didn't get the ball, unfortunately. Man, they left the tight end to block him. And, the Chiefs are very lucky they got that ball back. Hutchinson, strip sack there on Patrick Mahomes. Could have been a game changer. All right, 3rd and 18. Shotgun formation for Kansas City. Too low, too high. Hutchinson coming. Drop off. Screen pass. He's cutting back. He's going to be brought down about a yard short of the first down. Yeah, not a fan in today's NFL of just dropping back and saying, hey, we'll give up a lot of yards on 3rd and long because everybody goes for it now on 4th down. It is now 4th and 1, maybe 4th and a yard and a half. All right, let's see what happens here. Chiefs on a bit of a drive here, eating up some clock. They're going to say about a yard and a half. Chiefs are going to burn a timeout with 7:01 left in the 2nd quarter. First timeout of the first half for the Chiefs. So both teams will have 2. As they talk about, Robert, please don't spoil. Yeah, if you guys can wait, you can hear me talking and calling it out. So, if you guys can just wait to call it out in the comment section. Let's go. Let's see. All right. Yep. If you guys can, try not to put spoilers in the comment section. Harper. Yep. Okay. All right. Here's what it is. It's an imperfect world running live streams. If you guys can, just, obviously you can tell where I'm at in the game. And I know some people are linked up with me. Ornament did wonders. Jason, thanks. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. 4th and 1 for those who don't know what's going on here. Shotgun formation, 2 high, 2 low. The 2 low are tight ends. You got one running back to Mahomes' right side. Chiefs hike it. It's going to try to be a trick rollout opposite side. And we got a pass that is broken up by Harper. How about that, Harper? Thomas Harper making a big play right there. We'll take that. All right, Harper. Hey, how about Harper? This Harper guy, he might have to play it a little bit. Sure, remember, this is going to be a nail biter to the end. Might be true. Bo, 12th. Oh, yeah. I'll go with that with the thumbs up. Joe C. Question mark. What the heck? Good defense. Hey, we'll take all the good defense we can get. Robert, that's Lion. Ornament did wonders. Jason, thanks. Hey, what's this? Great legs. Thanks for that, man. You know what? Just for you. 1, 2, and the 3. I got to roll down on the screen. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, my friend. Pierce, hopefully Justin Simmons has his phone ready. I might need him, man. Just see, great job. Great legs. There you go. Thank you very much, my friends. Robert, sorry, it happens, man. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Henry, I have this game on CBS. I have the game on CBS. Is it on CBS? I don't know. I'll have to check. I'm pretty sure it's NBC. Victor, okay, I'll be quiet. No, you're totally fine, man. You're totally fine. Vlad, who's Harper? Hey, right now, that's probably a fair question with everybody playing in that secondary. Robert, sometimes I get carried away. It happens, man. We all do. Trim Reaper, awesome. Great Lakes. Ryan, what a play by Harper. You're not wrong there. Rock, a great play. Trim Reaper, good job, Harper. Exclamation point. Who the heck is Harper? Hey, we're going to find out here tonight. Bo, how do you like me now? Question mark. Says the defense. I would concur. Jim, run out to the half with a TD. Wouldn't that be something? We can put up a TD and eat up the rest of the half. That would be great. Next man up, it's going to have to be Robert. Where did Harper come from? Apparently his parents, and then eventually through high school and then college, and then he got to the NFL. Robert, or should I say, who's practice squad? That I don't know. CK, yes. NBC, Great Lakes. Usually, if I comment one play later, coach's screen catches up. Yeah, it happens, man. Don't worry about it. Again, normally when I have the digital antenna, I was able to get the reception. Normally it does. Works awesome. I highly encourage you to get one if you don't have one. But tonight, for whatever reason, maybe I just pointed the wrong direction. It's not picking up the greatest. Yes, you are correct. NBC. Yes, indeed. All right. The only other way for me to speed up the reception is if I plug it into the hard wiring that I use for like trading and stuff like that. But that's a pain in the butt. I don't want to deal with it, and then I have to deal with it in the morning getting ready for work to unplug it, replug everything. Frank Dan Campbell takes the next man up. Seriously, you are not wrong there, my friend. Speaking of Dan Campbell, maybe I'll have it for you guys in a day or two, but I've got a, what do you call it? New prompt to throw up during the show. MCDC South Park, basically. Any question? I am watching your show, Coach Dan. I hope to be on it sometimes. Yeah, well, I've got no problem trying to get people on the show. What up? Well, not too much, man. How are you doing? Pierce, I like this drive-off approach with Gibbs and Montgomery. Yeah, kind of like last year. All right, getting back to it, but Gibbs is back in. Lions type formation, 1 high, 2 people in the backfield. Hand off to Gibby. Gibby gonna shake and bake. Gonna kind of hurdle there a little bit before we'll say about 4, maybe 4.5 yards. Under 7 minutes to go in the half. Harper, and a lot of us don't know who you are, but now we do, and knowing is half the battle. Picks him up, sees the play, sees the scramble drill. Maybe got a little massage on the backside, but you know what? Kansas City, none of their fans are yelling and screaming when they do it to us. So turnabout's fair play, somebody once told me. All right, Lions, go off under center. They got 1 low receiver, 2 guys in the backfield. And they're going to shake and bake with Gibbs. Gibbs gets back to the line again. It's going to set up a 3rd and 5. Lions continue to go with the ground and pound. 3rd and 5. Let's see what Detroit does here with 6 minutes to go until halftime. Chanel brought him down. Lions with some zone blocking. And basically, Brock Wright just missed him. Otherwise, Gibbs might have got some yards there. Shotgun formation, 3 high, 1 low. Tesla in motion. Goff making another check adjustment. Chiefs showing blitz. They do blitz. They send 5. Goff under a little bit of pressure. He's scrambling. He's rolling. He's running. Crazy legs Goff. Remember, Dan O'Donnell said 10 yards rushing. I think he just got about 7 of them right there. Oh, who had that on the bingo card? Goff for 10 yards. Was it 10 yards? My bad. Go Lions! Exclamation point! Kneecap time. All right, I'll take that. Crazy Legs Golf even gets some blocks from Gibbs as it was a scramble drill. Not too many people have him worried or are worried about him taking off and running, but whatever he ran for, whether it's 7 or 10 or 15,000 yards, he got a first down, and somebody teach that man how to slide. All right, 1st and 10 Detroit. Under 5 minutes to go. Tight formation once again. Not a surprise there. 2 guys in the backfield for Detroit. And it is going to be a handoff to Gibbs. Gibbs going to crack back and go. He's got 10. Ooh, he's just a shoestring away from breaking that thing to the house. Goes for about 12, maybe 13 yards. If he gets one more block or makes one guy miss there, I think it's a house call there. Crazy Legs, baby, says the Trim Reaper. You're not wrong. CK, they are playing how you expected. I'll go with that. Crazy Legs Golf goes off with a great block by Gibbs. Yeah, 100%. 100% there. Complete package, you could say, is Gibbs. And 100% there. Man, he was so close to having that thing for a house call. All right, we got multiple tight ends again. One receiver high, and that is Jay Powell, Jay Wow. It's going to be another run for Gibbs. Gibbs this time, I think maybe he falls for, he's still going. He breaks the tackle or two. Kind of looking like Barry Sanders there as he goes for about 5 yards. I thought he was down. He wasn't down. In fact, he got over on some guys and found a way to get 5, maybe 6 yards, depending on where they mark him. He's going to come out after that one, kept the legs a churning. Nobody pushed him down to the ground, so he kept going round and round. And you know what? Dave Montgomery's going to come in and let him just take a breather. Rushing yards, 90 for Detroit, 36 for the Chiefs. All right, tight formation once again. St. Brown's in this time. Haven't seen him in a hot second. Lions just chewing up this game, protecting that defense a little bit and pounding that ball. It's going to be a play-action pass, and, hey, Goff does the right thing, throwing it at the feet of somebody. Dan Skipper holds on to the ball, but no grounding, but there was Dave Montgomery there. 3rd and 4. The Chiefs got through multiple guys. Hopefully Dan Skipper is okay. All right, 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go before the half. It is 3rd and 4 for JG and the Detroit Lions offense. We're going to operate out of a shotgun formation. 2 low receivers, 1 high. And it's going to be a run with David Montgomery, who's going to fall forward for about half of what's needed, 2 yards. 4th and 2. What's Detroit going to do, Mean Gene? They're going to go for it. Sort of like last year, if you guys remember when we played, well, everybody in the second half of the year, Dan Campbell is saying we're going to take as much stress and pressure off of our defense as possible. Goff in the shotgun. He's got 2 low, 2 high. One of the high is a tight end. Running back to his left side. Goff makes that line adjustment. He's looking, diagnosing, dropping back. They're bringing the pressure. Goff underneath, and it is dropped by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Had him. And unfortunately, St. Brown cannot hold on to the ball. Have to see that one on replay. St. Brown hit him in the hands. Unfortunately, a catch he normally makes 100 times out of 5, he does not make that time. Easy E, how do you drop that pass? That's a good question, man. It's just unfortunate. He did it. Great Lakes, low pass, not great. Hit him in the hands, man. Hit him in the hands. I think they throw him low just to keep him from getting hit too hard. How do you miss that? It's a good question. Shocking St. Brown didn't come up with it. There, go with that. Jugs machine for St. Brown. Wow, how did he drop that? St. Brown is not great tonight. Could be hurt. Who knows? Reminds me of the Reynolds drop at San Francisco. Yep, St. Brown dropped it. You win some, you lose some. Dang it, 100% is what it is. Day, that doesn't happen often for St. Brown. Not an easy catch, but one he usually gets. I agree with that. All right, Trim Reaper, go with the letter F. Drop by St. Brown is something you rarely hear. I concur. Ryan, need a stop? Well, got to get a stop here. All right. It is what it is. All you can do is go forward from here. So Lions defense is going to be back in the field. Chiefs are going to be right around the 50-yard line with under 3 minutes to go before halftime. If the Lions D can get a big stop, that would be ideal. Also, just so you guys know at halftime, string theory, for some reason this year, Detroit has not taken advantage of turnovers. Not going to disagreement for me. Sun God is owed a little slack. There you go. Still think the rest could be Motor City Paulie. Jeez, guys, he catches 90% of passes. He probably does. Maybe even higher than that. It happens though. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed or you haven't hit that like button, por favor, please consider doing so. We're now 120 subs away from hitting 15,000. So if you're out there, you're watching, if you can hit that subscribe button, you can hit that like button, I surely would be thankful. Trying to get the channel up there as you would. Also, if you didn't know why I'm talking in the commercial, starting this week, we will have some members stuff. I know a bunch of you guys asked for like video breakdowns and stuff, so I'm going to try to get that stuff over to you guys. I'm trying to think of anything else to throw at you guys during the commercial. Hey, the Lions, St. Brown's not going to catch everything. It is what it is. You got to move on to the next play. And I do see we have 100 likes, so thank you very much. Just for the 100 likes, let's try to reward the Duke crew with a, I don't know, let's, what am I going to reward you guys with? How about a, we'll go with that. How about that? All right, Trim Reaper. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while. Might be accurate or risky at their 45. True. Good play on the ball there. I'll go with that. Both teams with turnovers on down. Surprising. Woo! I'll go with that. All the above. All right, Detroit, here we go. Under 3 minutes to go, first down. And it's going to be play action pass, little trickeration. And Anzalone wasn't tricked out by the double reverse fake. And we're going to take him down for a 1-yard loss. Chiefs defense, there's being spotlighted here by NBC. Chris Jones got through, got after Goff, got to him. And, happens. But St. Brown, I think, to be honest, guys, looking at it, I think he intentionally throws it low just so St. Brown can't get hit. And obviously, St. Brown is less than happy about that. Shotgun formation for Kansas City and Patty Mahomes. He's got 2 high, 1 low, 1 running back to his right side. Man in motion. Pat Mahomes is going to unload it down the right side of the field. And did he catch it? Where's his feet down? They were down. Couldn't really tell with the guy with the X on his chest in the way. It's going to be a first down with 2:01 to go. Replay shows 1 foot down, 2 tapped. Yep, they were good. Toe tap down, and he is in. Raquel Singh gave up that one. All right, it is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes until halftime. KC's got the ball with the first down. Chris Jones and that Kansas City defense, they're going to need a lot of air because they've been on the field a lot today. All right, Phil, you mean Branch or Kirby? Branch out, knee. Kirby's out. Kirby's out. Yeah, maybe Branch is too. I don't know. CK, how about that? Really want to see Celts have a meltdown. That would be nice. Trim Reaper, woo, with an exclamation point. Good play on the ball there. I agree. I think I'm all caught up here. Maybe not. Both teams with turnovers. Okay, all caught up here. All right, we got 2 minutes until halftime. Hey, Lions in the lead, but the Chiefs have the ball. I think worst case scenario, Lions, Chiefs score. The Lions are only going to be down 3, so not a big deal. But Chiefs start the second half of the ball. I remember who got the ball first. Lions got the ball first. That's right. They went on the long drive. Kirby is out. Yeah, my guess is you're probably, I don't know. I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm guessing he's probably going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, and that's just a guess on my part. PCL, assuming it's not torn or any kind of interior injury, it's probably time to just let him rest for a little while and get that thing right. He's been powering through it. Give him all sorts of credit, but it might be time to just think, long term with the season. We'll see. All right, Motor City Pot. Wow, exclamation point. Your feed is way slower than Paramount. I'm watching commercials while you're calling the game. It happens, man. I've mentioned it a few times here. Normally, I have my antenna going. Tonight, the reception's not great. Apologies. So I could not do the live cast, or I could use the digital box here, and it is about 40 or so seconds behind. So sorry about that, Paulie. Rock, hate it when we have to kick after the half. Yeah, I'll go with that. We need a pick 6. I'd take that. CK, Lions got the ball first. Yeah, thanks for that, man. Bo, KC is going to make plays. And don't put blame on our guys when the Chiefs do. Okay? Yeah, so if we can, if we can somehow hold them to a field goal or get the ball back, that'd be great. So, Kirby is back. Hey, Kirby's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Maybe what I can do, too, at halftime is I can try to see if I can get the NBC to come back on with the what do you want to call that thing? The digital antenna. But won't worry about it now. Worry about it at halftime. All right, Victor. Wow, Joseph is back. How he could barely walk. Hey, sometimes you just gotta, man up. I guess. Be tougher. I don't know. So, was it? Yeah, you're totally fine, Motor City Paul. I'm trying to repeat it to everybody as often as I can while not interrupting it. So don't worry about it, man. Try to remember. I think this game will go down to the wire. Probably true. Big Daz, you're doing a great job. Kirby back. Pick 6 coming. Let's hope so. All right, it is 1st and 10. 2 minutes to go. Shotgun formation. It's going to be handoff. Lions going to get out wide. Looked like a hold on Hutch there, but you know what? That's a nice wrap up tackle by Meek Robinson there. Brings him down, and now 150 to go before halftime. It's going to be 2nd down. Meek, nice play there. He might have got beat early, but you know what? Not that time. All right. Shotgun too high, too low. Under a little bit of pressure. There's a throw and a release to Kelsey. Rock Essing takes him down. Will it be a 1st down? That I don't know. It's going to come down to where they mark him at. Catch 2 for Kelsey on the night. 1:27 to go until halftime. 1st and 10 for the Chefs. All right. They're breaking the huddle. Patty Mahomes is 9 out of 11. He's in a shotgun formation, making line adjustments. 3 high receivers. 1 running back to his right side. He's going to take a deep shot down the field, and it is to the dirt. Hey, well, that's one way to bust up his completion percentage. Miscommunication there for Patty Mahomes in the offense. 2nd and 10 with 1:03 to go before the half. All right, Hutch is on fire. Let's hope so. Metaphorically speaking, let's not actually set him on fire. That would probably be not good. All right, 2nd and 10. All right, Detroit 177 yards. Kansas City 148 or 143. 2nd and 10, shotgun formation. 2 high, 2 low receivers for Kansas City. Running back in motion to the high side. Hutchinson spin moves, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Jack Campbell may have knocked it out of Kelsey, or he may have just dropped it. We'll find out. It's going to be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Let's see what we get here. Kelsey. He's going to give an in and out move. Yep. And Campbell on it. Campbell gets it, and he just drops it. Just drops it. Let's see what we see here. All right. It is going to be 3rd and 10. Lions showing man. Overload on the center of the offensive line. Mahomes making an adjustment with 1 minute to go before the half. 6 Lions coming. Tipped up in the air and incomplete. And there is a flag on Kelsey. Now, Kelsey just grabbed Holding and pointed at the DB and said something to him. To me, that would be taunting. Apparently not, though. You're going to call Holding on Rocky Singh. We'll have to see the replay on that. Try to be fair if I see it. Boy, that's pretty weak. He gets the hand a little bit in the... Yeah, all right. I'll give it to him. Yeah, Holding's not getting caught in Kansas City. How about that? All right, Mahomes throws to Kelsey, who's going to be brought down on his head on the 1 yard line. Drop him on his head, indeed. Fact right on his head, yes, indeed. Campbell almost gets it, man. Almost. It's too bad, but it is what it is. Excuse me. All right, Lions D, 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. Let's see what they do here. 40 seconds to go until halftime. Wow. Well, I mean, Robert, you can't really complain about what the offense has done, can you? I mean, fortunately, it's been the D. They get the ball at 10. Yeah, they do. Robert, what kind of hotel is this? Well, it might be the Hotel California. Let's see. All right, 40 seconds to go. I got him. I can't see it on my screen right now just because I'm doing the game, but it seems like the penalties are about 6 against Detroit, none against Kansas City. Am I correct with that? Somebody would have to let me know or throw it in the comment section. I don't think they've been called for any flag yet. How about that? And you guys have all heard me talk about it. But all right. First to go to the one, maybe 1 1/4. There's going to be a flag on that play. Lions went early, and that's a touchdown. Lions look discombobulated on defense, if you ask me. And, wouldn't that be taunting? And when you stare at the defense and do those signals, not supposed to taunt, but yet we're going to let you to taunt. It is what it is. I mean, they ain't listening to me, so I guess somebody have to define to me what taunting is and what it isn't. Either way, that would be 7 penalties against Detroit, none against. I mean, that's a legit penalty, though. I mean, let's no other way to say it. That's a legit penalty. He did go early. So, here's what it is. Extra point is up, and it is right down the middle. All right. Kansas City with a 3-point lead with 37 seconds to go. Detroit has 2 timeouts. March them down the field. They probably didn't hurt them. That was a Tommy Boy reference, coach. It happens, man. Bo, that missed extra point is going to haunt them. Let's hope so. Dale, offside on KC and call it against Deer. All right. Jim, change tempo and got a 95-yard to jump offside. Okay, 95, yeah, to jump offside, 100%. Yeah. Almost a fumble, not close interception I have seen. All right. How about that? Does Casey? Yeah. I don't think they have a flag yet. So, last week they got called for, I want to say 13. I'm going off memory, so don't hold me to that. But 13 penalties. Somehow this week they can't make a penalty. The refs are ridiculous. I'm sorry. Well, you guys have all heard my thoughts on it. My opinion on the NFL, any 50-50 call they can make to help benefit one team, to keep the game closer, they're going to do it. They want games to be as close as they can be until the fourth quarter. If you were watching the live cast I did last year, the first game of the year when we played against the Rams at home, remember, Lions got called for all sorts of penalties, and the Rams got called for none, or at least like maybe one. Until the fourth quarter when it was game, then all of a sudden it's even. And you could go to probably like 50 different games in the NFL every year. It's the same thing. It's the same formula. Any 50-50 call, can we keep this game close? Can we keep it close? They're going to give it to them. That's my opinion. We're beating ourselves. Could be true. They only being down 3 at the half isn't too bad. Kirby was back in the game, I believe. Yeah, he is back. Rock, as soon as Kels did the flag motion they threw it, might be true. D, what do you got? 5 margins, but we've enough to win this. I think we can, yes. And refs are almost always wrong today against Lions. I'll concur. Gary, the NFL can't afford to have the Chiefs out of the playoffs already. Might be true. No, Zebras are zebra factors keeping Casey in the game. Second half will be interesting. Breeze 9, thank God Kirby is okay and back. I agree. Let's see, Robert. 37 seconds, we should be able to score. We got 2 timeouts, too. If we can get in field goal range at least, that'd be ideal. Going to half tied. Bo, we can afford to lose tonight. Casey can't. This is actually very, very true. Victor, if KC scores on the opening drive of the second half, I can go to bed. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Get your rest when you can. Rock, then that's when WWE Wrestling, if they're keeping it close like that. It's just my opinion, but I do think the NFL is incredibly like that. I don't think they try to throw games. I don't think they try to rig games, but they don't want blowouts. That's probably is the best way I can word it. If there's a 50-50 call, like they're not going to force you into an interception or a fumble. But if they can do something to, make a game more interesting so people keep watching, commercials keep playing, they're going to do it. Nate, you're Rocket saying, hand did seem to be holding. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, no doubt about it. Breeze 9. We should be at 17 effing refs, okay? The Lions Talk Live in 2019, the NHL kept penalizing the winning team to keep them games close. You kind of know my thoughts, man. Let's get Bates and Reigns. I like the way you're thinking. All right, Goff in a shotgun, 2 low, 1 high. Let's see what we do here with 33 seconds to go. The Lions at the 32-yard line. Goff's going to unload it to Sam I Am Laporta for a fair gain, maybe 4 or 5. It's going to stop the clock. 28 seconds to go. Lions, have 1 timeout. I don't remember the other timeout. I remember one timeout. I don't remember the second timeout. So apologies. I remember us calling one of the timeouts. I don't remember us calling a second timeout. All right. Is what it is, though. We got one timeout. 28 seconds to go. It is 2nd and 5. Kansas City going with a wide look on the line to try to get more pressure from the outsides here. St. Brown in motion. Brown, there we go. Oh, that looked like a penalty, but guess not. Looked like a whole lot of contact on St. Brown. He still caught it, but man, oh man, if that was Detroit, that would have been a 15-yard personal foul. I guess we'll have to see the replay. But that DB looked like he was all over our back. And we can also be fair. Thomas, when he busted up that play, he was on somebody's back. But so I don't know. You guys already know my theories. I probably don't have to go on to it all day. Bates going to get a try. Well, that'd be great. Big Daz, throw the bomb to J-Mo or Tesla. I'd be okay with that. Aquaman, you are a wealth of knowledge. I'll take that. Let's see. Laughing out loud. Who is Goff throwing that to? I don't know. I haven't seen the play yet. Big Daz, throw the bomb. Okay. We'll find out here. All right. AWS, here we come. Back to the game. It is 3rd and 2. 22 seconds until halftime. All right, Goff making an adjustment. We'll find out. Kansas City showing cornerback blitz. They do not. Goff under a little pressure. And just throws it away, out of bounds. All right, they're probably going to punt this one. Goff, I think, was looking for him to release up the field. Obviously, a miscommunication there. Gibb took the wrong route. Yeah, Goff saw the opening there, thought that he would release up the field. Gibbs didn't. They were just on the wrong page there, unfortunately. Yeah, he had the linebacker on him. Yeah, go right up the field. Yeah, that could have been a huge gain. That could have been maybe like 30, 40 yards with Gibbs speed. Well, Kansas City dodged a bullet there. There's the punt by Fox, 14-13 till halftime. And fair catch call, we'll just say the 10-yard line. All right, let's see what they do. 10 seconds, they go for anything? They do have 2 timeouts. Short and Kirby Joseph doing a little bit of sprints and everything. All right. Guess they're not going to, Kansas City is not just going to take the knee. Or maybe they are. All right. Yep, they are. All right, this will take us into halftime. And there it goes. All right, KC 13, Detroit 10. I'll take us in the half. I'm going to take a little bit of a break during the half. I'll play a little something in the background for you guys. And then give me just a couple minutes and I'll be back. I just got to find where I put that thing. If I can play it. No? Okay. No. How about that? All right. Wow. Nothing wants to click right now. How about that? Interesting. Well. Well. Well, anyways, it's going to be halftime. I'm going to take a little break. Trying to get this thing to play. But apparently that's not going to happen. Well, anyways. All right, I'm going to take a little break. You guys go get refreshed and everything. And give me just a few. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So, boy, now I got to figure out how to turn all that stuff back on. All right, let me turn the music off there, put that back on. All right, bada bing. All right, second half, we're down 3. They get the ball. Hey, let's get after it. All you can do. Strength area, hit that like, guys and gals. Thank you very much for that. CK coach disappeared when we needed him most. It happens. Lions, they're dying. How about them penalties they're calling on the Chiefs? Yeah, I mean, I'll probably talk about it maybe tomorrow morning or something like that. Let's see, John, what do you got? Yeah, Mahomes has greased pants like hairspray gloves back in the day. Yeah, it could be. The opposite of Stickum, if you guys know that one. Breeze 9, I want that tutty back Kirby for the interception TD. That would have been nice. String theory, Breeze 9, true that. Breeze 9, we tend to get sacks late in the third and fourth quarters. Let's keep it going. John, hard to get to him when the refs are throwing late just in case flags. You know my thoughts. Great Lakes, think we have gotten to him, but he's one slippery. Yeah, he is, man. He's pretty nimble, man. He gets after it. Bo, Great Lakes, what are you talking about? 13-point string theory. Detroit always runs better once the opposing defense gets gassed. Okay. Victor, show if you slow down the run and take St. Brown out of the game, Lions offense becomes average. Some of that, I think, though, Victor, is they're trying to do some things to help basically protect that offensive line and control the game more to protect the defense. That's just my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. John, got to get that OTA antenna? Yeah, I'll probably tomorrow go out and look for one. Just normally this one works fine, but maybe it is time to upgrade a little bit. Bo Jamo is going to get another big play. Tesla hasn't been used yet. Run game has a lot of juice left. String theory, Detroit needs to get to Mahomes. I concur. Let's see, Mike D. I see the refs are calling a game in favor of KC. This is accurate. Jim, can't get the game on NBC, but my stream is very slow and sometimes buffering. Not normal. All right. I don't, could be. John, we still got this. I like the way you're thinking. Great Lakes. Missing quarterbacks or not, the defense looks like, it doesn't look great. Well, I mean, unfortunately, Pat Mahomes, he's not bad. And, they've done a pretty good job so far. But again, we've held him to 13 points. John, Duke Crew called it Detroit versus the NFL. I do concur. The Great Lakes, Dan needs to take the points this half. Well, let's see if they do. Let's see, Bo, AFK, you got that right. There you go. String theory, Detroit is playing about the way they usually do, not worried. Correct? Drum Reaper, back at you, John. It's raining. All right. Even with a couple of questionable calls and no calls, they're only down 3 points. This is true. Big day as them. You got to love them. It's about time they start throwing the long ball and put a little fear in them. I got you, Rock. That's amazing. No penalties. Hard to play a half in any level of football and not have a penalty, especially when the week before and the weeks before and the weeks before you were called for penalties. Somehow today, there are no penalties. We have to overcome, exclamation point. It's a terrible game. Refs corrupt again. They're doing what they're instructed to do. Big Belly Lou, it's a good game. I agree. We're only down 3. Trim River, do you want to break me down? I'm scared. Okay. All right. Independent Aquaman, I'll be back later. Going to 7-Eleven to buy some wedges and wings, chips, soda, cheap soda. Nothing wrong with that. Independent Aquaman, Fontaine was throwing it to Gibbs, but Gibbs turned right inside. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they were on the wrong page. It happens, man. Let's see. Lions talent is going to take over. I hope so. Victor, need to stop Chiefs on this opening drive. That would be ideal, or at least hold them to a field goal, right? String theory. I have Peacock streaming service, and it is fine. Yeah, and I have it too. I just didn't get it loaded up here. So, let's see. Great Lakes, are chokeholds allowed in the NFL now? Asking for a friend. It might be a good question. Free for all. Did anyone think this was going to be an easy game? Probably not. No. All right, let's get after it. Let's see. Mahomes sacked twice. Goff has not. Both have thrown a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes' fourth rushing touchdown of the season, ties career high in 22. All right. And again, some of you guys, if your Lions coach is a tank, yes, he is a tank. You might want to run into him. If you're just joining us at halftime or something, Lions, hey, if you're watching the show, your stream may be a little bit faster than mine this week, but, I'll try to work on it for next week. So, unfortunately, ran into some technical difficulties. Is what it is. All right, Bates is about ready to kick it off, at least on my screen. Doesn't have to be your screen. And there's Jake Bates with a nice long kickoff to the deep right side, and it's going to be fielded at the 10, 15, 20, 20, almost 5. And Nowaski was going to bring him down behind the 20. So, nice special teams play. It's going to keep him around, I'm guessing, the 18-yard line. I'm talking about Kirby Joseph to Dan Campbell. They were ready to go, he says. Lions' first game trailing at the half since week 1 at Packers. Yeah, and Dan Campbell says we're 3 plays away from it being turned on his head. Remember, we did put Travis Kelce on his head. We'll find out, Joseph, see what happened to the run defense. All right, there's a swing pass. It's getting out there, and they're going to get about 9 yards there. What happened to the run defense? I thought it did very well the first half. But both the usual suspects are showing up. Easy E with all the different betting you can do on every game. It has won the game. That's why I don't bet on games. Scott, I am matched up with you. All right. Hey, that's good. Caught up to me. All right. Supposed to have the tight end. We'll find out, says Victor. All right. Let's see. It is 2nd and inches. Pat Mahomes. He's going to hand it off, and they're going to be a cutback for about 6, 7, 8 yards. Give me a first down. All right, first down for Kansas City, who leads 13-10, and they have the ball to start the second half. Travis Kelce might have been taken out on that play. Maybe his ankle. Yeah, I can't really see it there, but maybe. Yep, all right. We'll find out here. 1st and 10, Kansas City. 2 high side. Patrick Mahomes in a shotgun formation. And Mahomes is going to get out to the tight end. Anzalone in pursuit. And they're going to get about 18 yards. Detroit's defense this game has not looked stellar. Some of that could be everybody in the secondary, as far as the cornerbacks are different. I don't know. Or could some of it just be Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense? Maybe a combination. Hasn't been nearly as much pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Give them credit for some play design and getting rid of the ball fairly quickly. Lions did get a sack with Hudson, as you guys know, in a strip sack, but yes. And I think somebody else got a sack too. All right, Holmes under center. He's going to do a little roll out here. Lacey in pursuit. Doesn't quite have the speed, and it is a drop pass. Patrick Mahomes tried to do a little trickeration, and it did not work out. It's going to set up a 2nd and 10. Lions defense is crumbling. Might be. K, just see he has all the time in the world to throw. All right. All right. Well, let's see what the Lions can do here. It is 13-10 on 2nd and 10. Here we go. Mahomes in a shotgun formation. 2 low, 2 high receivers. 1 running back to his left side. Man in motion to the high side. Mahomes drops back. Got no pressure. Looks all around him. Finds somebody open in the zone. And it is Travis Kelce. Another big gain of 13 yards for Kansas City as they are matriculating their way down the field. Ooh. Don't know if that's a catch. It is now, though. Lions, yeah. A penalty on the play. Lions only have 1 guy rushing the quarterback, and that is... I wonder where was the Detroit defense? Another penalty on Detroit. Huh. Well, is what it is. All right, it is 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Shotgun formation, 2 backs, 2 high, 1 low. Lions in zone. And a swing back pass. Kareem Hunt is going to get a first down at the 9-yard line. Hutch dropped back. He did. Wow. Brown is fast. Let's go D. 100%. Victor is a Chiefs fan. Could be. Breeze 9. What is going on with the defense? Why can't we do what we did against Lamar? Different personnel out there. We got a lot of different personnel out there. Plus, just different circumstances, I guess. All right, it is 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. And it is going to be a little trickeration play. Man, I don't know who 99 is for us right now, but he whiffed on that pretty bad. I mean, whiffed badly on that. He let the running back go right past him. Somebody's going to have to let me know who 99 is because I've got 98 players identified on this team, but he ain't one. Close game. It's if it's not, Zebra Factor is going to make sure it is. All right. Wheat is 99, and man, did not set the edge to Tyrus Wheat, and because of that, the Lions gave up a touchdown. He had eyes in the backfield and got very confused. All right, Kansas City opens up a 10-point lead with 11:18 to go in the third quarter. 76 KC held Lopez and another no call. Might be accurate there. Wheat, yeah, thanks for that, Burger Time. Trevor, how can we be expected to teach children how to read good if they can't even fit inside the building? All right. Let's see. Great Lakes is laughing. Independent Aquaman. Chiefs offensive line grabbing Lions face gear. Well, they aren't calling it, are they? All right. Lions look like bejesus. I'll take that. We have not looked great today. That's probably a fair way to put it on defense. What do you want to attribute that to? I don't know. So what we do know is the next penalty called on Kansas City will be the first one. No one stop the press. All right. Yep. So Chiefs are threatening to make a record here of never being called for a penalty. Now, if my theory is right, here's what's going to happen. Fourth quarter, if there's a comfortable lead for the Chiefs, you'll see them get called for a bunch of penalties. So the end game stats look closer. Let's see if I'm right on that. Burger time, injuries, too much to overcome. I'll go with that. And refs, easy. If KC wins tonight, doesn't come with an asterisk like the last Lions win did against KC. Probably not, man. Is what it is. There are no asterisks in sports, at least for wins or losses. Breeze 9, true, but Hutch and Alcon need to get there. Hutch has got one, but that's about it. Lions look, okay, got that one. So you guys heard my thoughts. Coach, we can't stop the run period. Not today. We have not looked good. Flathead Frank, Lions need to make an adjustment on Kels. Yeah, they need to make a few adjustments. I don't know if they have those adjustments. In my opinion, they're playing softer coverage than they normally do because they're trying to protect the secondary. Secondary, the more you try to protect it, the more you give up other stuff like underneath routes, the running game, or the tight ends. Gary, I hope Mahomes' phone is ringing off the hook this week. Could be. Bo, too soon to say the sky is falling? Yeah, it's one game, man. Remember, we were all yelling the sky is falling after the Green Bay game. Maybe not as much. Breeze 9, is Sailors hurt or something? I don't believe so. Not that I'm aware of. How about that? Max 77, laugh not loud. They have no offense. It's not the injuries. Tom, the secondary play is horrible. I don't think we win another game till after the bye. We'll find out. There's a lot of people that said, hey, Terrion Arnold wasn't good. I don't think anybody said that about Reed, but we might be having a different opinion about Terrion Arnold right about now. Just my opinion. Let's see how many fans line up and say we should cut him, trade him. He's terrible. Maybe he's not. Just a thought. Because you're seeing what the secondary is doing without him. All right, there's the kickoff. Lions need points this drive, no doubt about it. Reynolds up to the 20, the 25. Might fall forward to the 26. All right, Detroit's taking over with 11-11 to go in the third quarter. All right. Yeah. Obscure rules hurting Detroit. And then, yeah, the drop by St. Brown. That's a big one. Even if you get a field goal there, I mean, you're down 7 points here. St. Brown did not look happy about that one. But it is what it is. You can't live in the past. You got to go forward, I always say to the kids. All right, tight formation for Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offense. Gibbs in the backfield. Split receivers, one high, one low. Tight end to the low side, motioning inside. Crack back block, and there's Gibbs for 6 yards. Lions are going to keep pounding it, no doubt about it. All right, See Broski Bears in the chat? Maybe not, though. All right, it is 2nd and 5 for the Detroit Lions. Let's see what we do here in a tight formation. One high, one low. Another run. Gibbs is going to fall forward for about 2 yards, setting up a 3rd and, we'll say 2.5. 2.5. Detroit needs points this drive, I would think. Let's see what we do here. Kansas City's run defense has not looked bad today. Like I was saying during the week, man, there's a whiff block on that blocking attempt of Chris Jones. He didn't block him at all. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3. Shotgun formation. St. Brown in motion. One high receiver, now 2 with St. Brown. Gibbs on the right side. Kansas City showing an overload on the line. One low is Jameson Williams. J. Powell, J. Wow. Goff takes the snap. There's the blitz coming. It is over the middle to Amon-Ra St. Brown for the first down. That might be true. Yeah. James, you're going to have to explain to me how your team gets called for, what, on average 8 penalties a game, including 13 last week, and so far halfway through the 3rd quarter, not a single penalty. Sounds like the fix is in. All right, here we go. Wide open, Jameson Williams. He's going to catch it. He's going to go forward. 15, 16, fight forward and out of bounds. Lions went quick to the line, and hey, nobody out there. And Jameson Williams, Lions took advantage of it and got a free first down and some yardage. Let's see. Bo, Casey, keep leaving J-Mo open. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Throw it to me. Hey, we should get that more often. That play works. All right, here we go. Detroit down 10. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Lions in positive territory. Strong formation. Tesla and J-Mo out there. And he's going to get about 2 if he falls forward for it. Lions continuing to stay with the tight formations this week. And again, is it because of design, one way or the other? I don't know. What I can tell you is they came in committing to it. There's a picture of Eric Hollett, the second, on the sidelines. Going to bed. Hope the Lions can get it together for the Bucs next week. Well, okay. All right. Well, we'll see you later. Lions, all right. Trips to the high side. Goff and shotgun on 2nd and 8. Goff swings it out to Gibbs. Tried to run some sort of screenplay, but man, don't know if I get that one. Game over. Okay. Wait a minute. We've set an NFL record for most points scored in the first, 4 or 5 games of the season in our OC states. How quickly the tables turn on the coaches. Brock Wright missed the block. Might be true. All right, it's going to be 3rd and long here. 3rd and 11. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Goff making another adjustment. Lions offensive line looks confused. 3, 2, 1. They're not hiking. They did hike it. Jameson Williams gets about 2 yards. All right. Is Collinsworth in our chat? Might be. Awful 3rd down attempt. Man, what was that? All right. Southwest line, you're not giving yourself a chance with that quick pass BS playing right to their hands. I would agree with that. Yeah, you're crazy, Max. What the heck was that? Yeah, okay, all caught up there. Help by refs. All right, Chiefs going to double that help they got in game 1 in 23. Okay. All right, here we go. Lions going to punt it here. Lions have not played their best game by any stretch of the imagination. Kansas City is going to catch it at about the 7-yard line. Good night, Aquaman. All right. Let's see. Great Lakes. When are they going to stop trying to run the screen? We cannot do that. You need 14, and you throw 2 yards. What the heck? All right. Yeah. Is what it is, man. It's part of the fun of coaching, I can tell you. It's a lot of people always question coaches all the time, man. If anytime you want to be a coach, go ahead, sign up for it. Southwest Land, we know are going in tonight that they were going to have to be perfect on offense, and they are far from perfect tonight. I'll go with that, 100%. Agree. Great Lakes. Josie, why are they not taking the top off the? That's a fair question, man. I don't know. I've been surprised we haven't, especially since KC's secondary isn't great, but we're not going after them. Max 77, what? Double helping? What? That I don't know. Gary, let's see. It looks like the Lions are already getting ready for next week. Could be. Robert, good night, Aquaman. All right, I'm all caught up that way. Yeah, I don't get the double screens either, but they clearly had some sort of thought there with it. It seems like when they've dropped back to pass, Goff's done well. They are not allowing him to do much of that tonight, and maybe it's because of Skipper. Maybe they're trying to control the clock. But what I would say, and you guys give me your thoughts, I think they've become predictable in basically the second quarter and then so far in the third quarter. Do you remember I called in a certain bear? Okay. Let's see. Southwest, their DC is doing what Lauren does. He's forcing the quarterback to get rid of the ball quickly. He's got to throw downfield. I'm down with that. Our Lions can't score because our secondary is hurt. No, that has nothing to do with it. I agree with you there. KC, definitely not that good. All right. CK, I mean, anything can happen. I wouldn't say it's all right now. No, I agree with that. 0 penalties on KC is ridiculous. Southwest, these screens are very predictable. No disguise, no delay in setting them up. No, I think all of us would agree. Second quarter and so far the third quarter, Lions offense, it's been very bland. And it's probably not helping matters. But as far as the defense, we haven't done much either. We've made a couple plays here and there, but Hutch, made one play, and that's been about it. Mahomes has had time. Let's be fair. All right. Ed Fish will never win a Super Bowl until the Lions fix the defense. Okay. Well, Jalen Moore is out there. The Lions got to get a stop here, I would say. It was 6:42 left. Mahomes is going to hand it off up the middle, and the Lions are going to give up about 2, maybe 3 yards on that one. They'll set up a 2nd and 7. They can't get the stops. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Lions got this, Trim Reaper. I concur. Eddie's Fish. All right. Fair enough. Our defense was our strength, and we have too many backups in. Yeah, could be a lot of truth to that. I'm done watching this. All right. We'll see you later, my friend. I'm not, I don't get worked up over one game. It's a long season, man. And I can only think of the Miami 2 Dolphins in 72 going undefeated and winning. So I'm not worried about it. One game, not 10 games. And there's a bounce pass out of bounds. That will set up a 3rd and 7. ED Adventures, wide receivers need an interception. We need an interception. But if our wide receivers can get an interception out of Patrick Mahomes, that'd be something. Southwest Line, that's smart, man. Yeah, one game is what it is, man. I mean, I can remember last year when we lost to Tampa Bay, so many people in the comment section were like, we're terrible. Lost to Green Bay. We're going to end up with the number 1 pick. Fire everybody. I mean, it's a bold strategy for how to build a team. Fire everybody every time you lose. You won't end up with anybody. All right, there we go on the 3rd and long, and it is a catch. Unfortunately, Mallet beat in coverage, and Kelsey held on to the ball for the first down. All right. I mean, if your expectation for success needs to be that the Lions need to be undefeated to win, you're probably not going to have a very good time watching this. The Trimmer Mama ain't sick, and I'm down with that. CK, they are getting lucky. Could be. Yeah, sometimes teams get lucky. It does happen. All right, let's see what we do here with 5:18 to go in the third quarter. Detroit needs a stop in the bad way. Mahomes in shotgun with 3 low, 1 high. He drops back to pass. He's looking, he's scrambling. He's got about a 2-yard gain. He's not their leading rusher for nothing. I didn't hear no bell. Hey, I like it. I like it indeed. CK, they're getting lucky. There. Okay, I'm all caught up. All caught up. Ding, ding. There you go. Mama's ringing the dinner bell. All right. Chris Jones. He's on the sideline. That's not where we want him. All right. 2nd and 8. 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go. 2 high safeties for Detroit. Man-to-man coverage. Shotgun for Patty Mahomes. And it's going to be a play-action pass and into the dirt. And that's going to set up a 3rd and 8. Yeah, I know some of you guys really get negative when things don't go our way. It's just not my nature, man. Because I think what I was always taught as a player or as a coach, if you're so busy worrying about the prior play, you will get fried on the next play. Something doesn't go your way, move on to the next thing, man. Otherwise, you're living in the past, and the past won't pay the future. So you got an opportunity here on 3rd and 8 to get them off the field. See what you do here. You may win, you may not, but you move on to the next play. You make yourself better. All right, Patrick Mahomes drops back to the shotgun formation. He's got a little bit of pressure. He's got some pressure. He scrambles out of it. He's going to get take a hit. And he's going to be short of the line of gain. He's going to be about 2 yards shy. Lions took him down, and I would assume KC will punt it here, but I don't know. He does get hit. Brian Branch delivers a boom. It doesn't take him down, though. Unfortunately, allows him to get about another half yard. We got to stop finally. Hey, that's what we need. Surprised they didn't go on 4th down. Hey, they got a 10-point lead. Let's see. Can Khalif, the freak, Raymond? Some fans are ridiculous. They panic too easy. Yeah, you're not going to make it in coaching or as an athlete if one thing doesn't go your way, you lose your stuff. You just got to be mentally strong enough. I mean, we've all seen the Lions have 4th quarter comebacks and wins. That doesn't happen if in the 3rd quarter you're panicking. So those are my thoughts. You guys can have different views. I'm just telling you my views. CK, I mean, it's the same for any team. I'm just here because I bet on the Lions. Yeah, it happens, man. Hope you win, man. Max 77, it's do or dough here. All right, do or dough. It is. Free for all. I wish Kelsey would hurry up and marry the shrew and retire. He bails Mahomes out way too much. Yeah, they do have a good connection, don't they? Max 77, Kelsey and Swift is better than the Lions. Could be. Breathe 99. Some fans were, okay, got that one. We finally got to stop. Yes, we did. CK, surprised they didn't go on 4th down. Ding, ding. All right, all caught up. Do we have anything new? I'm sorry. The sky fall just now. Question mark. Oh, I think the defense forced a punt. Did their job. Yeah. And I subscribed. You're awesome. Hey, you're awesome, CK. You're awesome. Max 77 die. All right, well, that's a bold strategy there. Do or die here. Okay, yes. Yeah, we go out here if we can score a touchdown. It's a game, man. It's the Ed Adventures. I don't get worked up, then I don't get let down. That's a good way to look at it. Jim, no penalties on this drive and score. Eddie's fish. I think the way do as Lions fans, it is because of Lions history. It is, man. But if you're a prisoner to your history, then you got no future, man. You got to move on from it. Let's see, Breathe 9. If you panic that bad over adversity, you could never play football. Yeah, you're going to struggle probably in most sports or most professions. Let's see, Michael, we need to get points on this drive. Yes, I agree with that. That would help our cause. Great Lakes State guy. The 3rd went fast. This is a must score. Yes, it is. Max 77, the defense did the job. Yes, time for the PFF. The Trim River. Got it, get it, grit it. There we go. I'll have to remember that one. That's actually not bad. I like that. All right, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're marching towards 15,000. I want to say where survey says we are. You got to wait for it to load. We are 128 away from hitting the objective. So if you can help out with that, that would be great. And if you haven't hit the like button, please, por favor, do so. All right, let's get back to the game. And Chris Jones apparently banged up something. Maybe he got a thumb stuck in Gibbs' helmet. I don't know. All right. Good evening, says Jonathan. Back at you, T-Bone Lokes. Good evening, Coach. Is Alquan Muhammad out there? I think I've seen him once, maybe twice. All right. Goff in the shotgun at the 19-yard line. 2 high, 1 low. The low is the tight end of that same line, Laporta. Dropping back to pass. He's going to throw the screen pass. David Montgomery, he's got some room. He's got a whole lot of room. He's got to get some more room. He's going to keep running before he falls down over the green monster. Got him. Lions are going to get about 20. Hold me to about 28 on that one. If the turf monster doesn't get him, he might have got some more. Chris Jones out of the game. Hey, it sounds good to me. I'm sure he'll be back. Lions with a nice play there, not a 3-receiver screen. And yes, I didn't like those. All right, shotgun formation. 3 low with Sam Laporta. And there's a snap. There's a fake handoff. Play action. Goff unloads to St. Brown. He's going to get down for about a 12-yard gain. With just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, the Lions marching down the field. They get it 7 here. We got one heck of a ball game going in the fourth quarter. And who would have guessed? Maybe we can have a close game in the fourth quarter. They're locking in now. They are. They're showing some grit. Ground and pound, baby. Hey, Gary. Hey, Coach. Better late than never. Hey, just enjoy the show, my friend. 2:22 left in the third quarter. Goff in the shotgun. David Montgomery to his right side. 2 receivers high side. Brock right in motion to the high side. Goff drops back to pass. And he's going to throw a dart to St. Brown for another get down. First down. Another 12, maybe 11-yard gain. Lions marching. Don't stop the momentum. Keep on cooking, my friend. All right, CK, they're locked. Yeah, all right, I'm all caught up. Both screen pass. Am I working? I thought I heard someone say it couldn't. It might be. Raymond is playing. He is playing. Yeah, I did see him dressed for this game. All right, let's see what we got here now. Lions marching with just under 2 minutes to go. Another shotgun. 2 low to the bottom of the screen. Tesla's on the bottom of the screen. They're going to send Sam into the motion to the low of the screen. Goff dropping back to pass. He's going to unload another pass to St. Brown. About a 6-yard gain. Maybe 5.5. Lions marching. They're growling. They're looking downfield. He ran out of bounds. Why didn't the clock stop? It stops in the fourth quarter, not the third quarter. Jim, good drive. Keep it going. I concur. I concur indeed. Yeah, in the pros, the clock only stops in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, like under 4 minutes ago. Maybe it's 5 minutes. I don't remember. Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5 minutes. All right, there's a flip to Jay Powell, who's going to get the first down, tapped out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Ooh, my screen just froze with the game. Hopefully it unfreezes. Otherwise, there we go. Williams having a more active performance today. Might have to try to reload this thing. It's just kicked me out. Hold on, I got to get back to the game. Yep, it's loading, processing. 1 second of you, please. It's trying to load it. Anytime. Montgomery, hey, another screen pass for another first down, and they're inside the 10. I believe is what I heard them say. Sorry, I had to reload my screen. Apologies, guys. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, that's what we're all here for, right? KC, come on defense, 100%. KC Colossal? What are you talking about? We're trying to score on your defense. But if you're talking about the Lions getting their stop after we score, hey, that'd be great of you. Very kind of you. Jonathan, clock this. Yeah, okay, all caught there. Now we're seeing some Lions football. I agree. Ryan, Casey with 10-point lead. The flag suddenly stopped. How about that? Yeah, and I talked about it all game. Probably talking about it on the morning show. NFL needs to address it because even an idiot like me can see it. But, I've covered the league for different newspapers or TV stations or whatever for, 40 years? 30 years. 30 plus years. How about that? 35 years? Whatever it is. It's a while. And you know what? The formula just, I didn't notice it back in the 90s, but I sure did notice it once you got to about 2010. And so about 13 years now, it's been a thing. Yeah. So anyways, all right, Josie, I'm a Lions fan. I can't stop watching it. I haven't for 35 years, and I ain't going to stop now. Made it through all the rough times. Yeah, there you go. Astro Monkey, what do you got? Had to refresh the stream again, huh? Yeah, it did. It did have to. Yes, it stopped up there. Let's see. Joe C. Can't save my TV. Won't go out the window, though. All right. Hey, don't throw it out the window, man. Or don't punch it either. Although you might, if you're going to do it, film it so you can put it up, maybe some money, maybe. Egon, not a single flag for this perfect little princess of the league. It'll be a topic for sure. Bo, Joe, don't give in to the same old Lions. Joe C., no, I ain't going to stop while we're good. Bo Booth, laughing out loud. Yeah, the only way the NFL would stop the current practice, at least in my opinion, is if some sort of like major sponsor called them out on it. Somebody bought a bunch of commercial time and said, hey, we're not doing that anymore because of this. But what's the chance that that's going to happen? Robert, I don't know who I dislike more, Mahomes or Kelsey. Pretty close. I concur. So, all right, you better believe it. Yes. Some commercial on, something about a brilliant doctor and some guy flipping the table. Hopefully that is Kansas City after we score a touchdown here. They're flipping the table because they're mad. So, looks like the guy who plays Spock in the newest version of Star Trek or whatever, the movies. Casey, bro, everyone dislikes Kelsey. There you go. Remember, great teams find a way to win, and this is a great Detroit team. I'll go with that. You already said that, Kels. All right, so it is what it is, my friend. TD Laporta, well, hey, don't that would be something. That would be something for sure. All right, let's see what happens here. Lions down 10, start of the fourth quarter. What do you know? Lions called for all sorts of penalties. KC called for no penalties. And, boy, if I didn't call that out in the pregame show, who would have guessed it? All right, here we go. At the 9-yard line, it is first and goal. Goff in a shotgun, 3 low, 1 high, running back in motion. Goff drops back. He's under a little pressure. Throws it to St. Brown, who's going to get down to about the 4.5-yard line. St. Brown, after being fairly quiet most of the game, now all of a sudden is waking on up. We are allowed to wear on here. There we are. Let's go, says Jonathan. Joe C. Dang, what the heck of a catch. All right. What a catch. Skipper getting love from Collinsworth? Might be. Apparently, there's going to be a catch here that's fairly noteworthy. So let's see. Skipper, big body boy out there, filling in on the left tackle. Goff in another shotgun, 2 high, 1 low. That is, let's see, Sam I am in motion. Goff drops back. He's got a little pressure, throws it over the middle, and Sam Laporta in for the touchdown. We got a ball game with 14 minutes and 14 seconds left. Detroit with a touchdown. Goff with his second strike of the day. Or is it his third? No, second. You can see, 1 pick 6, and it's over. There you go. Dang, a kicker that makes an extra point. All right, well, I don't know what to say, buddy. I'll put it this way, KC. I get you're a KC fan, but when's the last time, just trying to be fair here, that's why I tried to do on the show, when's the last time a team went over 3 quarters with no penalties? Can't tell me that happens often. All right, let's see, Muggany, we needed that. Now we need another stop or turnover. I'll take that. Trimmer, here we go, Lions. Here we go. I like the way you're thinking. Sam, I am Laporta, says Bo. Kick is up and is in. And we got a 3-point game. Here we go. All right, time for a turnover. That would be great if KC could turn the ball over. Let's see, Michael, we needed that. Now we need another. Yep, 100%. Sammy Soup Strainer, what a satch. I'll take that. No penalties is actually crazy. Yes. And, again, I can always share my opinion on it. I'm sure the national media, so ESPN or Fox Sports, they won't even talk about it. Why? ESPN is now the NFL. They've been basically bought out by the NFL. So there's no chance of them talking about it. Fox Sports, maybe, but I'm guessing not because they don't want to, incur the wrath of the NFL. I don't care if the NFL comes after me. I made it abundantly clear in 2010 when I did a piece on the NFL about their beef against the Detroit Lions. There's been all sorts of ways into it. Got it published by the Associated Press. And, yeah, the NFL was not happy about it because I gave a lot of detailed information. You can find a video probably from the first year I ran the show about it. But, there was just all sorts of corroborating information about once the Fords denied Roger Goodell the ability to take the Thanksgiving Day game away from him. And then during the financial crisis of 2008 and 9, when the NFL stopped purchasing as much commercial time with the NFL, and the NFL was hurting a little bit like everybody back then. It seemed like Goodell really took it out on the Lions because, having covered the Lions for the, basically 20 years before that, a lot of the insane, odd rules never came in play against Detroit. The process, the catch, and all the other stuff. All right, string theory, Goff is wise. Goff is good. I concur. The Roman, how can Kelsey run into the defender and draw a flag? That's a good question. I want to see that video. Yeah, you can probably go back to the first year I ran this channel. I did a breakdown on it, and maybe I'll have to do it again. Steve, a Hutch strip sack would be absolutely beautiful right now. He's already had one. Can he make it two? Free for all, you read my mind about the Thanksgiving Day game? Yeah, I mean, I ran it in the Associated Press. For those that didn't know, I used to be a reporter for the Kalamazoo Gazette, Associated Press, Allegan County News, Courier Leader, Lansing State Journal. You guys get it. Some TV shows. And I'm trying to remember what really lit the fire under me, but I spent like months, doing all sorts of investigative reporting on it, and finally paroled it out. And I remember them saying, yeah, we're making this front page. And the NFL is not pleased about it. So, and since then, they've probably never looked at my resumes to be hired by them to do reporting. Just see, yes, it would be Steve. Steve, Hutch, yeah, 100% there. Eddie's Fish, I would love to see that information about the NFL. Maybe the NFL get a new commissioner. Yeah, we'll see if that happens, man. All right, here's what we do know. We talked about it all week leading this game. This would come down to the fourth quarter. The NFL will do everything they could to make it that way. It's a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. Could KC now get called for penalties? My survey would say yes. And again, I've already told you guys, I think they'll try to even out the penalties in this quarter. So that's just my opinion. All right, Chiefs going to have the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10. Wow, 17 straight games decided by one score, longest streak in NFL history. 2025, 0-3 in one-score games. Let's see if we can make that 0-4. All right, then what else they got here? 3 losses by a combined 12 points. Hey, that's tough to do. All right, let's see. Under center, he's going to hand it off. It's going to be a run up for 3 yards. 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for Kansas City. 14 minutes to go. Kansas City nursing a 3-point lead. Let's see what we can do here. Lions get a stop here. It's Goff time. Hold him to a field goal. It's Goff in the offense time. All right. Mahomes under center. He's got split receivers, 1 high, 1 low, 1 running back, about 7 yards behind. He drops back to pass. He's got no pressure, and he throws it into the dirt. And what do you know? Penalties fly. I didn't see what happened to him. I was watching the ball, so that's probably going to be a 15-yard penalty. Can't do that. Let's see the penalty. See if I agree with it. Yeah, that's a penalty. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is a penalty. Okay, according to the NBC, I was wrong. I thought the Kansas City had 7, but they have 4. With Detroit has 4, Kansas City has none. Hard to go an entire game without a penalty. Kansas City apparently is going to try to do that, though. First down is going to get about 5 yards. Hutchinson, yeah, not a great idea there to have the late hit, but had him on the ropes and let him off. 13 left, and it is going to be 2nd and about 5, I believe, maybe 4. 2nd and 4. All right. Dying phone here, like the Terminator. I'll be back. All right. We'll see you, Trim. Shotgun formation on 2nd and 4. Mahomes is going to throw it to a wide open guy over the middle. Worthy's going to cut back and get about 20 yards on 2nd and 4. Lions defense needs to get a stop here. Holding him to a field goal would be ideal. Worthy ran the in and out route. Mahomes and the offensive line showed one way, went back the other way, came back, went to the third read. And yeah, Brian Branch missed a tackle. A game of inches. Shotgun formation again for Patty Mahomes. He's got 2 high, 1 low with a running back, and it's going to be a quick out pass to a wide open guy against zone coverage for a first down. Can't leave people open, wide open. Smith-Schuster with that grab. Patrick Mahomes is too good at identifying. Silver Lions love. I'll take that. Michael, come on, defense. If you can get another stop here. Lions defense is helping him out a little bit here. Chiefs, 19% of plays with run pass option. Second highest in the NFL. I'm surprised that's the second highest. All right, anyways, another quick out against zone coverage, and it's going to be another big game on first down. Lions continue to play a lot of zone and continue to get shredded against the zone. All right, let's see. It is 11 and a half minutes to go. Lions need to hold the 3. Robertson looked like he got held, but by Travis Kelce, not called. Well, how about that? Go Lions, says James. I would concur. It is 2nd and 2. Run up the middle is going to get the first down and take it down to about the 8.5 yard line. All right, if ever the Lions needed a stop, this is the situation here. You got to hold them to a field goal at best. Like I was talking about in the pregame and all week long, the Chiefs' interior offensive line is pretty good, I think. You know, and they just own the Lions there. 6 plays, 61 yards, under 4 minutes on the drive, but it's about ready to crack 4 minutes. Mahomes under center. Going to hand it off and run outside. And he's going to get big yards. He's going to be brought down at about the 3 yard line. Kansas City's line is now dominating the Detroit defensive line. Big interception, yeah, fumble, 80 degrees. Yes, 80 degrees. KC, still no penalties. No penalties at all. But to be fair, before the Hutch less than ideal roughing the passer, it was, I guess, only 3-0 in penalty counts. So not as bad as I thought. All right, here we go. Rollout pass for Mahomes, and he's going to throw it away. Well defensed by Detroit there. That's going to force a 3rd and about 3, if I'm not mistaken.
The Lions need to return the favor, right? The Chiefs had the goal line stand before, and now the Lions need one themselves.
Lions, can they hold them to a field goal? Shotgun formation for Mahomes. He's got Kelce. They're going to run a pick up top with the trips. Probably Kelce underneath. And now they got quads. And into the flats. Who knew? Miscommunication by the Lions D. Somebody didn't pick somebody up, and Brown was wide open. Like no communication from Detroit there. We have to watch the replay to see what happened there. Are you guys missing Terry and Arnold yet? Are you missing DJ Reader yet? All the people that wanted those guys gone, or at least Terry and Arnold. Yes. Meek Robinson's got him. Then he hands him off to Campbell. Campbell sticking with we've seen it last week with the Meek Robinson, a lack of communication, and Chase took him long. Kind of the same thing there. He drifted and played safety. And I don't think there was anybody even there for him to defend. So Meek Robinson, I mean, it's hard for me to say. I'm just watching this with you guys, so I would have to see the replay and slow it down, Coach Cam. But I think that was Meek's responsibility. He tried to hand him off to Jack Campbell. Campbell's already on somebody, so is what it is. We're definitely missing them. I would agree, buddy. Hello, Duke and Coach. How you doing, buddy? Run down there. I think you have to go nickel with a blitz package. Where's Stewart? I haven't seen him. Well, he's been out there a little bit. Bo Asterix, no KC penalties, or it could be. put Dan in as coach. Yeah, Dan Gamble is the coach, I think, right now. Remember, people hate Terrion Arnold. Yes, Sean, I would agree with that. I don't get it. Silver Surfer, Mary Smith said it. Play a clean game without penalties. Yes, she did. KC, no penalties. To be fair, Detroit only has 4, and one of them came on this drive. Okay, Daniel Damas, we need your magic. Put in the call. We have a very crazy game going. We do. Jim Robertson went with the middle and let the inside go. Yeah, it's like he was trying to hand him off. And again, just doing what I can with my eyes without replay or wider screen. Looked like he's trying to have Campbell pick him up, and I don't know who he was going to. Got to score again? We do, and then got to get another stop. He thought Hutch was pushed, by the way. All right. How much time do we have left? I don't remember. Maybe like 10 minutes, I think. Got to score again. All right. All caught up there. It is what it is. We knew this wouldn't be an easy game. It has not been an easy game. Lions need to open up 9:30. Yeah, it was close, right? Close, Jonathan. Thank you for that. Lions got to go down and score, and then the defense, it ain't no tomorrow. You got to get a stop. Will we see a KC penalty today? That's a fair question. I don't know if we will. And at some point, all you can do is all you can do. So they're either going to give them a penalty or they're not. Easy. They don't need a new DC. Half our guys are injured. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, agreed. Again, this year, we need a new strength and conditioning coach. Might be. The Ronin, we win the last 9 with 2 TDs. I'll take that. All right. So let's see if we can go down and score with maybe 5 minutes left. And then get a stop and score with seconds left in the game to win it. Let's see what shakes out. A lot of game left. We says Easy E. I'll take that. The Ronin, we haven't created any turnovers here. No, we have not. After the Tigers got beat, I did not want to see this. All right. No doubt about it. Good setup here. 9:30 left. KC by 10. A lot of bettors are probably happy, at least if you didn't bet on Detroit. But it's also why I don't bet. All right, there's the return up to about the 25.5-yard line. Not much of a return. All right, Goff in the offense. What can you do? Let's see. As we go to commercial. All right, Tom Grossi does the what if the NFL is scripted. This game is the example. Yeah, and you guys, you've heard me talk about it all game. Let's see, Joseph C., why do we keep doing the same stuff over and over? I guess I don't understand. What stuff are we doing over and over? Let's see, Breeze 9, too bad we can't bet on the refs because it's all about it with the refs. Laughing out loud. CK, it's disgusting how much the D ride the Chiefs. All right, let's get to it. Detroit fans did travel. I know a couple people there. I don't. The people on the screen are none of the people I know. All right, here we go. 9.5. Can you go down and score a touchdown with 5 minutes left? If you do, you got a game. All right. Goff under center, splits, one high, one low, Gibbs behind. And they're going to hand it off. He's going to be taken down to the backfield for about a 4-yard loss. Well, that's one way to start it off. They're coming after us now? Yeah, 100%. Hey, not putting him in a disadvantaged situation. Before, the drive before this came out in shotgun, you forced KC into a different situation. Well, it is what it is. Down 10. John Morton, I would say that's, to me, not an ideal call. 2nd and 13. Blitz coming. Goff's going to get rid of it. And he's going to get to St. Brown for about 5 yards. It's going to set up about a 3rd and 7. All right, 3rd and 10, they're saying, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 3rd and 9. All right, what are you going to do? 8.5 minutes to go. Down 10. Jared Goff, 13 out of 13 this half, 101 yards and a score. 3rd and 10. Goff in the shotgun. Sent Brown in motion. Too low, too high. Running back to his right side, it is Gibbs. Blitz pickup. Adjustment made. And Goff takes a snap. He drops back to pass, and he's going to get hit. The Lions did not block the blitz. 3 and out. And to me, it all started with the first down play call. But hey, what do I know? All right, Chris Jones went out and in. Let's see it on the replay here. Yeah, Ratledge got roasted there. Yep. Ratledge, he's a rookie. He's going to get beat sometimes. He got caught flat-footed. And Chris Jones did not get caught flat-footed. CK, thanks for the entertainment. Anytime, Jonathan, we got the ball. Here's the punt. The punt is up there. It's out there. It's really long there. All right, he fielded it. He's at the 35. He's getting outside. He's got some room. And I think he's down when he fumbled. We'll find out. Detroit recovered it, but I think he was hit down. Yeah. Good game, boys. So there you go. Buddy, after the bye, we'll be better. A lot of our guys back, probably 4-3. And we'll see. Yeah, he was down. So, all right, well, here's what it is. Let's see what the Lions D can do here. Rock, the NFL does all these rule changes to have less injuries, but I noticed without the hard hitting, there are more injuries. I would agree with that, Coach. I would say this: the body gets more conditioned to the physical play when you're doing it all the time. The fact that they're not, I think there's actually a study that says the NFL players are getting hurt more. Kerry won't even call the fumble. I'm just going to be fair. I think that he was down. I try to be as fair as I can be. Breeze 9, our defense looks tired and slower than normal. Might be true. Might be true indeed. All right, next week would be let's see, Tampa Bay and their star receiver, the rookie, probably not going to go. He had a hamstring injury today, but Baker Mayfield's been playing on fire, and you got a Lions secondary that's maybe not so on fire right now. We'll see what shakes out. All right. Can he get another stop? You're going to need another stop. All right. Breeze 9, our defense looks tired. All right. I already got that. All right. Well, Lions had opportunities this game. They have not taken advantage of them. And I'll at least say the touchdown catch by Goff and score. I don't know that rule. The only thing I don't like about it is none of the officials on the field threw the flag when it happened. They have to get a call from up above to come up with some obscure rule that tells them, hey, that's not a touchdown. Just like Calvin Johnson was called a touchdown on the field. Heck, man, they were the process of the catch. They were getting ready to kick the extra point when all of a sudden NFL offices call in and say, wait a minute. We think he didn't fully hold on to that ball. He's got up, dropped the ball, so he didn't complete the process of the catch. Well, happy trails to crew. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Strength theory. Detroit will continue to play hard until the end of the game, but we are getting our butts kicked right now. It is, might be. Daz, need a miracle? It might be need a miracle. Flathead, I wasn't happy with the first down run call. Me either. I wouldn't have kept J-Mo deep. So far we keep hearing about all these deep shots we're supposed to take. We don't take them. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we do. 7:12 to go. KC's going to run it. Probably try to control the ground, control the clock. A lot of questions that will need to be answered for the Detroit Lions after this week. Can't really blame, I guess, Goff on the offense here. Is Goff, even throwing an incomplete pass this game? I'm sure some people will blame him, but who you blame, I'll leave that to you guys. All right, let's see. Goff is 22 out of 25. 133.6 average. All right, it is 2nd and 5. 6.5 minutes to go. They're going to milk this entire clock, as they should. All right, there's another handoff up the middle, and he's going to get a yard, maybe 2. Depends on where they mark him. He's going to set up we'll say 3rd and 3, 4? Something like that. All right, Jim. I think he was running towards the line, so he needed to comes set. All right. Yeah. And I think what they were saying is, Jim, to your point, when you back up, you have to wait a second or half second and then release as the quarterback running. I've never heard that before, but you know what? I just don't like the fact that the officials on the field have to be instructed what the rule is. Otherwise, because you could probably say they misinterpret, any call could be called misinterpreted, whatever I'm trying to say. All right, zone coverage once again, and Detroit clearly doesn't know how to play zone, and they're just letting them catch it. I'm guessing based on what we've seen all game this game, Lions do not feel comfortable playing man-to-man defense. And there's like no recognition of how to play zone here. But to be fair, the Lions, they played more zone this year, not a ton of zone this year. And, they're just letting people run free. All right, 5 minutes to go. Laporta catch was worth watching this game. I'll go with that. I mean, I've seen a lot worse than this, so this doesn't bother me. You lost a road game, if everything holds at least. All right, got to finish the game, though. And that's going to be a second and about 5. KC's offensive line is pushing. The Lions are getting pushed. They're showing the Lions notable inactives. Terrion Arnold, shoulder. Vontae Maddox inactive. Clea Dorsey, DJ Reed, Enos Rakestraw. Yeah, Lions have lost 5 different cornerbacks, and because of it, you're having to protect them. The only thing is, if you play protective defense against the wrong quarterbacks, is there really a big difference with the outcome? All right, he dives forward, did a good job there. And it's going to be a third and about 1.5. A fourth down drop didn't help. The wiped off touchdown didn't help. Otherwise, this might have been a different situation in the game. All right, under 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 1. KC with an opportunity to ice this game. And he's got it. And he's got a little bit more as Kirby, was that Kirby Joseph got ran over? I couldn't tell. Good night, everyone. I'm calling it. See you later, Henry. Eddie's Fish, you have to bring your A game every game. You're not wrong there. This is not our defense. No, it's not. They look like they've given up. Aaron got a lot of work to do. Thankfully, bye week is coming. I agree. Kirby Joseph, no, it wasn't Kirby Joseph who got ran over. Anybody see who got ran over or got by your defense? Any given Sunday, right? There are no free games. Unless you're playing the, was it 2008 Detroit Lions? Or was it 2007? Whatever, you get it. Rock Yao Singh. Okay, thanks, Peter. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Well, and then we got some sort of workout stuff that the wife would be proud of. Tips for faster progress. Chat and GDP. GPT, whatever. Mark, let's see. Michael, I'm with you, Henry. Jim, Rock got run over. He did. Mark, bring on the Bucks. Hey, that's the next team up. Thomas, like I said earlier in the week, KC must win. They'd why I picked them. All right, good call. Well, we're about 3 minutes to the end of the game. I'm not going to do a post-game show tonight. It's already 11 o'clock. I'll catch you guys in the morning if you want to watch that. So, and I'm guessing there's probably not going to be too many people tuning in tonight anyways. The Row 99, I think our inability to play our base man, 100% man-to-man defense was a bigger favor in tonight's defensive scheme. I would agree with you fully. You can tell when people do things innately versus having to think. When we were dropping the zone, we were thinking and weren't reacting, at least in my humble opinion. I never saw this much zone. No, but they're clearly worried about that secondary. Absolutely terrible game. Syndicate is a curse. Every game he goes, he gives us bad luck. Fair enough. Hey, well, tell him not to go to games anymore. Let's see. Well, maybe we can get one more stop and get the ball back. Who knows? Let's see. Oops. Hold on here. Great Lakes started with the St. Brown drop. It can't happen against good teams. Nope, it cannot. Jim, hold them to a field goal. It would help. Jonathan, well, it looks like we're going to lose this one. Yeah, I think most of us agreed we weren't going to go undefeated. I picked them to win 11, 12 games this year. They're still on target for that. Aaron, we got to hand it to KC. They have played great. They have, man. Rowan Buck swagger next week will their undoing. Let's hope they do fall in the face. All right, let's see what we got left here. KC. Yeah, they're just going to keep handling off, keep running the clock in. Right now, Lions defense has not been stopping him so much. Uh-oh. Temper is starting to flare a little bit out there. Second time out, Detroit. This will be Jared Goff's first ever defeat or loss to Patrick Mahomes.
Still gives them a chance here with 3.5 to go. There's the schedule.
All right. Kansas City's upcoming games, the Raiders, Commanders, both winnable. Bills, that's going to be tough. Broncos will be tough. Detroit, well, that bye can't get here soon enough. All I'm going to say, maybe tomorrow morning's topic is the MSTA in the secondary. All the people throwing shade at him might have a vastly different opinion about him now. Ryan, NFL, KC, and the refs make a great team. Hey, winning combination for sure, man. And Pacheco goes down. Last time out for Detroit is being spent. Lions doing too many Applebee's commercials, need more practice. Well, you're limited how much practice time you can actually have. So they do get all the allotted available practice time. Free for all, Mahomes beats inexperienced defensive backfield. He was licking his chops when he saw our practice squad defense. Yeah, probably true. There's a reason why all these guys, weren't signed prior by a 53-man roster. All right, gotcha. Yeah, man. Breeze 9, Great Lakes. His wrist is hurt, and St. Brown is great 99.99% of the time. I agree. Tackling was just awful. Probably a lot of reasons for that. I think we can bounce back. If we go 5-2 at the bye, I will be good. Yeah, if we win next week, I'll be pretty happy with the first 7 games. But it's going to be a big game next week. Going to have to see what we can do. And here's something with Ralph Macchio. I don't know. Oh. Wow. On to the next one. They're learning a lot. All right, shameless plug time. You probably see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but if you're looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States, you now see my number on your screen. I have been a realtor for over 30 years, so if you want somebody who's going to watch your back, make sure you don't get jobbed, overcharged, overworked, point out the things you need to know when you probably don't know them. Go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text, 269-998-2384. And I'll help you out. There you go, shameless plug time. Thanks, Dan, for the live. Anytime, my friend. String theory, Detroit is as good as the talent of the players in the field. And right now, the players in the field are struggling against the Chiefs. They are true. Flathead, too bad you don't sell cars. My bad, man. My bad. Tailgating food deserves. All right. Well, not the outcome we all wanted, but it's the outcome we're going to get. One way or the other. NASCAR playoffs continue at Talladega. All right, what do we got left here? Let's see what we can do. Just need a stop, score, onside kick, and another score. A learning experience. It is. Block it. There you go. 21 it is. 3rd and 6. And, hey, we got a sack. Muhammad gets in there. Haven't heard from much of this game, but we got him this time. 4.5 sacks for the backup defensive end. We did not see him today, but hey, can we block it, return it all the way for the score? Rock on. A little bit of life. Casey's going to let this thing drip on down. You're going to have to put 1 second back on the clock, but that's me. Record prediction. I'm going to go with the Lions having 11-win season. Strength area. Fact is that the do leader is a great announcer. Hey, I do what I can, man. You know, I try to keep it positive. I don't get down. I don't get overly emotional about any one game. It just doesn't, you know, just how I am. Eddie's Fish. I expect this. I never get my hopes up. It happens, man. I always want the best for the team, but I also know it's one game at a time. The upcoming games, Bucks, you already know that'll be a nice one for us, a big one for us. And then you get the bye, and then you got the Vikings. So we'll see what shakes out. Can Detroit block it or return it all the way? That'd be great. Then maybe go for 2, just for out of spite. All right, here's the field goal. It's up there. It's out there. It's unfortunately it's in there. All right, Detroit's still in it. They're down 13. 30-17. All right, let's go down and score a touchdown. And then get the onside kick. Let's go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. The Trimmer, you got to have faith. Hey, I show up thinking, every day is going to be a win. That's just me. Sammy, let's get healthy. That would help a lot. But, the secondary is eviscerated for Detroit. You can see how it affected a lot of things. I think the Lions' offensive attack was a lot of it predicated when they were trying to protect that defense. So my problem is you get down 10 points, it's go time. At least, late in the, third quarter, early fourth quarter. We don't want to abandon the run, but you also need to go. All right. Miami Dolphins, they fire their coach. I'm guessing there might be a chance that New England, hey, they might get back to the playoffs. Cleveland, they got a ways to go. Tennessee, also a team that needs some help. All right, here we go. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go. There will be no post-game show, by the way. Lions or die, Dollar General Brad costs this game. All right. Let's see. Here's the return, and he runs into his own guy and comes down at the 27-yard line, we'll say. Love it. Did not do much on that one. Packers win today means if Detroit does end up losing this, they will be back in first place, and the Lions will fall to second place into a tie. Well, no, they'll actually have – oh, wait, I'm mistaken. Lions will still be in first place because we have 4 wins. That's right, because of their bye. So, sorry about that. I messed that one up. Cam Jordan and Cam Robinson sound pretty good for a trade. Man. We need quarterbacks, so we need people to defend the pass right now. But I wouldn't complain about getting either one of those guys. Goff in the shotgun. 2 to the low, 1 to the high. 1st and 10. What are we going to do? That's an offside if you ask me. Yeah, there is a flag. It's going to be underneath to Laporta. Man, you got a free play, man. Throw that puppy downfield. Well, I get a free timeout. 17 lousy points, indeed. Good time for a pick 6. Well, here's what I would say. We're going to delete that comment. This is a Lions channel. You don't want to support the Lions? Go to a different channel. All right, there you go. Quarterbacks, I meant. Yep, 100% there. All right, here we go. Goff from the shotgun, too high, too low. KC only brings 4, but Chris Jones still gets there. Crazy legs, Goff. Throws it. Hey, he threw it. First incomplete pass of the half for Goff. We'll set up a 3rd and 1. The Lions' interior offensive line is, it's growing up. I mean, Chris Mahogany, while he's not a rookie, he's not also a big vet either. And he just gives up leverage there. Glasgow gets over there too late. Goff, give him credit for avoiding the sack. Can't say anything negative about Skipper this game. I mean, I get they may have protected him a little bit, but he's been more than adequate in my opinion here. Trim game's over. All right, well, that's one way to look at it. 2:07 left. Third and yard. What are you going to do here? You going to hike it? Hey, we do hike it. Goff drops back. He throws, and it is to the ground. So KC is not going to be called for a single penalty this entire game. You already know my philosophy on it. Not a single penalty.
It's going to be tough for anybody to stay with him. But during this drop back, gotta throw it. It's not quite the same.
Well, I mean, and I'll be fair, I don't think the penalties cost us the game, but they didn't help us either. And I just say it's impossible to go an entire game with no penalty. Jameson Williams dropped it. Hey, St. Brown dropped it. You know, Lions dropped the game. It is what it is, man. Vegas won a lot of money. Hey, how about that? Chiefs ball, it is. Coach, didn't say a word. Yeah, the coach didn't say a word either. He did it. So, here's what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here since it's after 11 o'clock. The game's effectively over. Maybe Brad will save somebody now. Maybe true. So I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. on the morning show. Hey, do me a favor before you check on out. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit all the buttons. Take care. See you all in the morning on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care all. Have a good evening.